Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Northeast Ohio High School Football Rivalries. The latest book from veteran author Vince McKee takes you behind the scenes of some of the biggest moments in Ohio high school football history. McKee has every big rivalry covered, from the Holy War to the Silver Rail. You can find Northeast Ohio High School Football Rivalries anywhere books are sold or online at Amazon.com. Gable's Search Group. Founded in 2002, they help companies find candidates for most of their open positions nationwide. Gable Search Group is a professional placement firm located in Willoughby and only 20 minutes from the heart of Cleveland, Ohio. They specialize in areas of accounting, finance, legal, sales and marketing, information technology, engineering, and a host of other personnel. Their company can place an individual on a permanent or temporary basis nationwide. You can find out more about them today by visiting www.gablesearch.com or calling 440-951-9990. Start your career today with Gable Search Group. Airport Go-Kart. If you're looking for a fun time with your kids or friends, then head over to Airport Go-Kart at 16208 Brook Park Road in Cleveland. It's fun for everyone involved at a next to nothing price.
Good evening and welcome into Ken Duke Stadium here in beautiful Medina, Ohio. Cole McDaniel alongside me, Dom Clary, and we have a wonderful matchup here in the Greater Cleveland Conference between the Medina Battling Bees and the visiting Minter Cardinals. Dom, I know you're excited about this one. I am as well. How do you feel about this huge matchup tonight?
This is the type of matchups that high school football is built on, Cole. This is the foundations that this beautiful game is built for. You have two teams with big aspirations. We're not just talking about two teams that want to win the GCC, but two teams, they want to go to the state title, and it starts here. You have to beat one another, right? And this is going to be a tough game that will dictate the rest of the season. Cool. When we had this game, I know we both circled our calendar because this is one that we're excited for. Cole, this is going to be a match made from heaven here tonight.
Well, thank you everybody for watching and listening live here on the Keon Sports YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. Also, we'd appreciate if you do share this live stream because this is going to be an incredible matchup tonight for the Keon Sports Game of the Week here in Week 7. Now, the history between these two teams, as we look back at this one, the Cardinals have won 9 of the previous 10 meetings. Now, similar to last week, when we were at the Brunswick-Minter game, we had a similar thing, where the only win for Brunswick was last season. Same in this meeting between these two teams. In the history, last season was the only victory for the Medina Battling Bees. Can Minter get back on the track of winning this 11th meeting, or can Medina get 2 wins in a row? That's the big question here tonight, Dom. And back-to-back weeks, we've seen both of these teams.
Yeah, I know when we took those games, we kind of wanted to see kind of what they're made of, right? And after the first few weeks, we didn't know what those games would be, and they ended up being some of the best games that we've seen thus far. Right, Strongsville put on a good fight, and so did Brunswick, and it kind of got us to see these teams a little battle-tested. What do you do in the face of adversity? Now, after being battle-tested, right, Manor last week, Medina 2 weeks ago, we get to see what team grew from that, and that's how true champions are built. How do you respond after being battle-tested?
Yeah, absolutely, and let's take a look at the home team, the Medina Battling Bees, and by the way, this is going to be a crazy one tonight, not just because of the game, but homecoming as well. This place is packed, both student sections, the home stands, and despite the long drive, Minter, their fans rolling in and definitely showing up. For the home Medina Battling Bees, they come in with an overall record of 5-1 overall, 2-0 in the GCC. Now, the last 2 games mentioned 2 weeks ago is the Keon Sports Game of the Week. In Week 5, as Strongsville, the Mustangs in conference play, came out, punched the Battling Bees in the mouth at the beginning of the game, but Medina really battled back. Multiple 4th down conversions. In that second half, they really took over that game came away with a 56-35 win. Last week, pretty comfortable for them, a 48-7 win over Euclid. Their defense, maybe not as strong as it was last year. Obviously, they maybe got on the right page last week against Euclid, but this is a very much different test here against Mentor. Can the defense make enough stops? We know the offense is going to score points.
You know, this is a game that whatever you think the scoring total is going to be, it's probably going to be over that. We could see both these teams scoring well into the 30s and 40s here tonight, right? You have a Medina team that really, you know, as you said, their defense isn't their strong suit, leaving teams to compete with them in some games. Now you have a Mentor team, they have a good offense. So we're going to see a shootout for the ages here tonight.
For Medina, junior quarterback Danny Stoddard leads the way for the team, 161 for 239. Again, he's been throwing the ball a lot, one of the nation's leaders in passing yardage, just in passing stats in general, 2,356 yards, 27 TDs. And there's a lot of receivers to watch out for. Brennan Scram, Jack Wojak, Austin Knowles, Carlos Corchado. A lot of guys to pay attention to. It's something that the defense of Mentor is going to have to pay attention to. As for the Mentor Cardinals, coming in with an overall record of 3-2 overall, 1-0 in GCC play. And mentioned last week, the Keon Sports Game of the Week for Week 6. They won at Brunswick 35-14, getting their revenge from the season prior. And of course, looking to do same thing and spoil homecoming here for the Battling Bees. Dom, before I talk about some of the key players here for the Cardinals, what did you see last week from them in the first half compared to the second half?
It was a team that I think got hit in the mouth a little bit and kind of had to figure out, okay, this is not the team that we scouted. They're giving us a little bit more. And when they got in the locker room, they looked at each other. Hey, we know what we can do. This is a team that's built to win championships. Let's take off here in the second half. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and both teams out onto the field here now. As we see the Battling Bees actually wearing their yellow jerseys here tonight with the green numerals, of course the white helmets. And they're getting over there to the sideline, so we're going to have kick here in just about a minute. But getting to the star players there for Mentor and who to watch out for. Now, really an offense where they like to play that spread. 4 wide receivers, the one running back in the backfield joining sophomore quarterback Scotty Fox. 97 completions on 172 attempts this season. Thrown for 1,027 yards and 10 touchdowns. And he's going to have multiple receivers he's looking to. Jordan Stapleton, Holden Cerny, Nick Jarris, and you're going to see Jacob Snow, who we really titled him the gadget player. You're going to see him maybe take some direct snaps at quarterback. You're going to see him play wide receiver. He's also a leader on the defense there at safety. He is really a guy to watch out for. We named him Player of the Week last week, even though there were multiple guys deserving.
Jacob Snow, my man, slash quarterback, slash running back, slash wide receiver, slash wherever you need him on defense. He's a utility player. Cool. He's highlighted here on my sheet. He's a player who's going to be an impact player. But Medina, they might have something for him. Let's see what happens.
And something else to pay attention to, Brennan Vernon, the senior defensive end, a Division I talent, committed to Notre Dame. Really good player, kind of quiet last week. Now, let's see if he can get after Stoddard. We know Stoddard can run. He's the leading rusher on the team, as you're going to see Medina play 5 wide. But can Vernon make an impact as well? And he's going to get to do that. His defense going to be coming out on the field first, as it's going to be the Medina Battling Bees receiving the ball, going from right to left on your screen. Mention the uniforms for Medina in the all white with the red numerals for Mentor. And this kick is up and away, and this game is underway. It takes an awkward hop. Gets past Wojak. He picks it up inside the 5. He's got to make a man miss. Can he slip a tackler? Yes, he can. Out to past the 20-yard line. He's got some space. Trying to cut back. Past the 40, past the 45, and down at the 49-yard line. Something out of nothing for the junior receiver, Jack Wojak.
You want to get this offense hype? Oh, no, we're going to start in our own 5. 15, 20, 25. wait, we're starting on the 50-yard line. That's how you get started here early. Not how the ideal, return initially, but I mean, Jack Wojak, that's the type of player that we expect big things from. And boy, on the first play, you're in great field position because of him.
Well, nearly disaster and looked really awkward, but Wojak coming back, and a lot of credit to his blockers for not blocking in the back. Again, that's one of those situations where you see penalty markers come out a lot. Instead, good field position for the Medina Battling Bees, and Danny Stoddard in the gun, alone in the backfield. Scram in motion. Here's a snap. Stoddard looking down the field early. Over the middle. Finds Wojak. Wojak, a completion, moved the chains again, and all the way down to the Cardinals' 27-yard line.
This offensive line is a huge test here. Enough time, but can they extend it here for him? That's the question. And there was the Notre Dame college commit, put a little pressure there in Stoddard.
3 receivers off to the far side, 2 to the near side. Stoddard in the gun, looking left initially. Pump fakes, decides to run. A little bit of space, he's going to slide down. A smart business decision there, but gets to the 24-yard line.
So 3 down linemen. I don't know if it's a stack or odd. We'll find out here. Depends where the linebackers line up. 3 down linemen, which means you'll have 2 guards to kind of pick and choose where to help out. Depends on how they want to do it. What's the man side? What's the zone side there on the offensive line?
The Cardinals already dropping a lot of defensive backs into coverage. Here's some pressure being brought, though. Stoddard, we know he can run. He evades the initial pressure, but he's going to be dropped a loss of a yard there.
So what we saw there is the left side was the man side, which means you have a man. The right side had a zone side. So the guard, tackle, center, they're together. They're immediately, their eyes are to the outside of them. There was a blitz on the man side. There's no help in the backfield. Usually when there's a man side, there's a running back also there to help on that protection. That wasn't there. That's a beautiful blitz combination there to get some loss of yards.
3rd and 9 now. From the 26, Stoddard looking to his right. He plays this one in the direction of Knowles. Knowles on that slant. He stays on his feet, and he finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Battling Bees. Couple missed tackles there, and the junior wide receiver in Austin Knowles, one of the leaders on that offense. Great play, keeping himself up.
Mena really gave them all that they could handle there, but when you have a guy like Stoddard there at quarterback, he can just find wide receivers. Even if they're not open, boom, make a play, young fella. Then you got a touchdown here for the Battling Bees on homecoming night.
And the whistle's blown here prior to the snap there on the PAT. And Minner sending a player off to the sideline here. Not sure exactly what the issue was there on the field. But it's going to delay the action here a little bit, quiet the stadium down a little bit, and we don't expect to hear too much of a quiet stadium here tonight between these two teams. Here's the snap. The hold's good. The kick is up and good. 7-0 in favor of Medina. Only 2 minutes played so far in the first quarter. So, Dom, quick points. Obviously, Medina just marching their way down the field. For the Cardinals, they have plenty of ability on offense. We talked about the talent that they have, talked about the receivers, talked about Scotty Fox. Mitchell Wade as well, a senior running back with 93 carries for 395 yards and 7 touchdowns. Medina maybe doesn't have the same physicality at linebacker that they had last year. No Spatney. Again, Spatney was a tough guy. Can this be an opportunity as well for Minter? Maybe control the clock a little bit. How do you stop a high-powered offense? You keep the ball out of their hands. Maybe we see some more of Mitchell Waite tonight.
We saw last week where Brunswick played that zone to kind of keep everything in front of them, and then it kind of broke later in the game. Don't be afraid to mix it up on defense. Here, if you're the Battling Bees, run some zone, keep them in front, but also throw some blitzes, throw different combinations at them, and don't be afraid to play cover 0 from time to time. Not too often, because once they catch on to it, it can be hard to maintain a cover X zone, but you got to mix things up.
Low kick, and this one's hopping. Going to stay inbounds, fielded inside the 10-yard line. Trying to make a man miss, getting out around the edge. Some room to run, and we saw the opening kickoff against Brunswick last week, taken all the way inside the 10-yard line. Nice little return out of nothing there. Great job there for the Cardinals, and Medina able to make sure, though, it doesn't go for more. Of course, that was the defensive back, number 5, Caleb Poto. And now Fox in the offense out on the field, and talked about how you're going to see just Wade in the backfield and 4 receivers out there, a spread offense. Here's the snap. Little dish out to Wade on the outside. Just talked about him, and he's got room to run. And just getting down the sideline and pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. They're going to say he stepped out at the 26. One play and a big bust there, and a lot of credit as well to the wide receivers, Dom, as they were able to get those blocks out in front and give Waite some room.
I mean, that swing pass is effective there, Cole. Did exactly what they wanted, had some blockers in front of them, and really was able to show off that speed.
3 receivers to the near side. Fox rolling to his right, looking for the end zone, and he finds Snow. Number 7, Jacob Snow, the senior, 2 plays and a touchdown. Minter bounces right back.
Oh, cool. Things are happening too quick. Touchdown after another touchdown. The crowd goes silent there in the end zone. They score right in front of the student section. Cool, I don't even know what to say. I'm pumped right now. This is high school football. This is at its best. Oh, we have a matchup with Stoddard and then Fox right back at him. Oh, this is a quarterback matchup for the ages, Cool.
Here's the PAT, and that's up and good, and we've got a tie ball game once again, 7-7, 9 minutes and 40 seconds left here in this first quarter. Now, Dom, we've seen big plays back and forth already, and we talked about how we expected this to be crazy and maybe even a high-scoring matchup as well. But if you would have told me right after that last drive from Medina, I would have thought, okay, Minter's maybe going to try to control the clock, keep the ball out of Medina's hands. No, this is a heavyweight slugfest. It only took them, because of that kick return taking a couple seconds off the clock, it only took them about 16 seconds between those 2 plays to find the end zone. Absolutely unbelievable.
You know, that's not the MO to really slow the clock down. If you're the Cardinals, it's, hey, we're going to have a passing attack. We're going to let our players have yards after catch, some yak action going on, and see what they can do. But we're not afraid to score immediately. We're not worried about the clock. We can control the clock if we need to, but we're not worried about that. We're going to put points on the board because this is an offense that we know can just light up the night.
And so it's a matter of which defense can get the initial stop. Can the Cardinals stop the Battling Bees here on this upcoming drive? But we await the kick. And this one's going to be caught at about the 16-yard line, trying to find some room to run, and only white jerseys surrounding Wojak there as he's taken down at the 30-yard line. Now, Dom, Brennan Scram coming into the season, the senior receiver, coming into tonight, he even has 51 receptions for 763 yards and 7 touchdowns, one of those leading receivers. But those junior receivers as well, guys to watch out for. Wojak, we've called his name. Knowles, we've called his name. Nothing yet for Scram, but I'm sure we will see him here as well. Will Stoddard find him on this drive? 3 receivers here to the near side of the field. Stoddard in the gun. Finds Scram. Little screen out to him. A little bit of room to run. And gets a gain of a couple yards. So, Dom, it's like clockwork. Stoddard's going to be spreading that ball around. He's going to find all of his receivers. They're all going to get action here on the night. And Stoddard taking a look over the sideline for the call.
As he is like 8-9 yards back here in this pistol-like formation.
Looking to the right, going through his reads, through his progressions. Overthrows his intended target here to the near side. sailed it high over the outstretched hands of Nathan Angus.
You know, there's a situation where you have a quarterback, oh, Angus is open, I didn't even know he was there, you know, kind of drops that back shoulder a little bit, sails it. But Angus was also moving in, so I think his depth percentage was a little off there. But here in a 3rd and 5, I believe, Cole, they still have a good opportunity here to pick it up.
And this one on the run, throws short, and Minter's going to get a stop here early. Great job by them. So still 7-7. 4th and 5 from the 35, and a tough matchup. You would think that maybe the Battling Bees would try to punt this one away, but we saw 2 weeks ago they went for it a lot on 4th down, even in spots where most teams would punt. They're sending the offense back out on the field, at least showing the look of wanting to play aggressive here. Stoddard looking to the right, and he throws an interception. And the return, taking it back to the 40-yard line. Huge play for the Cardinals defense. And now excellent field position for the visitors.
Chase Hall, he's a little bit behind the receiver there. Snuck in right in front of him, disrupts the passing lane, takes the ball in, able to have a little bit of a return. Now the Cardinals are cooking here on the Medina side. They have a chance after not getting the ball first, not scoring first, but now have a chance of picking up the lead. Maybe you punt there, Cole, if you're the Battling Bees. I'm just saying, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, of course, but maybe you should have punted on your own side of the field.
So Scotty Fox only took 2 throws for him to find the end zone last drive. Pressure in his face. He finds his intended receiver there. Cerny on the completion, up to the 32. 2nd and 8. Just over 8 minutes left to go here in an electric first quarter. Now on that turnover just a moment ago, we actually saw Medina turn the ball over against Strongsville a couple times early, and then they got settled in. Something that tailed the tape from 2 weeks ago as well. Here's the handoff. No room for Waite there. Swallowed up in the backfield, a loss of a yard. 3rd and 3 from the 33. Three receivers to the far side of the field. Waite to the left of Scotty Fox. Some movement up front. And that's Preston Pennington jumping off sides. Sacks leader on the team with 4.5 on the season for the Battling Bees, and he wanted a head start.
Yeah, those tough. That's why you go through those tough Tuesday and Wednesday practices in the high school season, where hey, coach, an inside run. Why are we going for 2 against our own defense here? It's for moments like this. It's so hey, we can get some cheap yards to make it easier for our quarterback.
So after the give me 5 yards, up to the 28, breaking coverage, wide open, finds the receiver. Jarris into the end zone. Minter touchdown. They go up here in Medina.
Oh, he rolls out there, throws a bullet to a wide open wide receiver for a touchdown. Had to make a few moves. Oh, cool. It's just exciting or what? They have a Battling Bees that, hey, we scored on 3 plays. This is our game on homecoming. Better, not so fast, my friend. We take the lead right back. Let's see how the Bees can respond.
Nick Jarris, the senior, came into the night with 11 receptions for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Give him another touchdown. Here's the PAT, up and good. And Minter now holds a 14-7 lead. So we haven't had much game time yet coming off of this. And if this keeps going on, I mean, the actual time here, of course, 7:15. This game started about 10 minutes ago, actually. And only 4 minutes have truly come off the clock here at this point. Back and forth between these offenses. It has been impressive. And now Medina, you're trying to come back out, rebound after the interception. Stoddard trying to force it to his intended target there on 4th down. You're going to expect that if Medina's down, they're already aggressive. Expect them to continue to be aggressive. If they get into a fourth down situation, they're not going to hesitate to send the offense back out again, even after that interception.
No, this is a team that we've seen down before, and they feel like that they can get right back into it, right? That it only takes them a few plays to really make an impact on offense. Let's see what they can do. The real concern is, can they get a stop on defense? That's going to be the question for the remainder of the night.
Here's the kick. This one going to be fielded close to the 15-yard line by Knowles. Knowles turns on the Jets, finds a little bit of a gap, and gets out around the 37-yard line. And that is where Stoddard, after throwing his 6th interception on the season, returns and looks to rebound. Something else to pay attention to. Everybody watching at home, as well as I'm sure as Dom has been seeing it as well. Obviously, Minter dropping a lot of defensive backs, dropping their linebackers into coverage. Despite the 3 down linemen, a lot of times they're sending a 4th guy from the edge. They're sending a blitzer, and they're giving some different looks to Stoddard. So that pressure's coming from somewhere. It's just a matter of how quickly can Stoddard realize where it's coming from. Showing pressure up the middle. Man in motion. Stoddard back to pass in the gun. Put it on Scram, but Scram gets hit as soon as that ball hits his hand. Good break up by the defensive back, Poto.
Now, you have a good offensive line in front of you. Do not feel afraid to run the ball here with the quarterback. You know, we've seen him do it against Strongsville. He can take off, right? It almost seems like whoever's the quarterback, you know, they have a pair of legs that can really move for him. But Stoddard here can move. He can run. Let's do some run plays for him.
Here's Stoddard back to pass again. Plenty of time. Rolling to his right. On the run. Finds his receiver. It looks like it was dropped at the end. In and out of the hands of Cameron Hathaway. If you're Hathaway, I know there was a little contact at the end. You got to haul that one in. It was put right on you.
You know, we go over this every week. There's a quote. Ball hits your hands. You have to catch it, right? We're not going to say who it is, right? Well, there's another thing that I'll say later that you know what I'm going to reference, but we'll save it for later in the night.
3rd and 10 from the 38. Stoddard looking to his right, throws it high for Knowles. Knowles climbs the ladder, and he brings it down. Takes a pop for his effort, but moved the chains for Medina. Great play by Knowles. He's having an excellent start to the night.
Knowles is just a guy you can rely on, Cole. He's just those type of players. Hey, Knowles, I know this is a dangerous pass here, but I know you're going to haul it in.
Now in Cardinals territory, Stoddard wants it all, looking deep, finding his receiver. Scram pulls it in if he kept his feet in bounds, and he did. Up to the 15-yard line, and that was a great throw there. An excellent job by the senior receiver to pay attention to that white line, know where he was.
That's just a beautiful pass and an even better execution to keep the toes in.
Medina wants to keep the pace going. They're going quickly. Little screen out to Scram, not much room after the catch. And a reminder that this trip to the red zone is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit them online at kelly-mac.com. After that completion, up to about the 11-yard line, Stoddard looking and finds Wojak in the end zone on the slant. The Battling Bees bounce right back, 13 on the board, the opportunity to knot this one up after the PAT.
We're going to do this all night, aren't we, Cole? This is just going to be an all-night thing. Oh, my heart's racing. This is going to be a fun one. We've been waiting all year. The sky is beautiful right now. You can probably see the night sky really shining. We got a beautiful sunset going on. It's a beautiful game of football happening, too. So we have a 14-14 game.
PAT is up and good, 14 all.
My fingers are going to start bleeding with all these tweets I'm going to have to send out. Oh, this is going to be a tough night here for the Twitter fingers.
Again, shout out to Dom Clary. Again, make sure to also pay attention on Twitter. You can go find Dom, and Dom does a lot of the tweeting out, obviously, during the game, giving those in-game updates. So a lot of duties that he has as well, taking some stats as well. Also, you can see the story with the recap article following the game tonight on KeyonSports.com. Pleasure to have him here once again as my color commentator. Again, I'm Cole McDaniel. Here with Dom Clary, and also a shout out to Darian Jackson, running the camera here for us tonight, and you'll also hear from him briefly at halftime. So that drive only took about a minute of in-game action. We have just over 6 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. And it's safe to say this is a barn burner, and this barn is not done burning, Dom.
Might start burning the dirt underneath the barn here soon, Cole.
So we await the kickoff here. And this one going to sail high and long into the end zone for a touchback. And Scotty Fox in the offense return for the Cardinals again, and they have had no troubles driving down the field. First two drives of the game tonight, they found the end zone twice.
You know, we've really seen some broken coverages going on by both defenses. We saw in that last possession from, honestly, both offensive possessions. These two teams that are really finding open receivers, offensive line, they're doing a good job keeping that pocket contained. And when it does collapse, they're doing a good job readjusting, kind of finding out where their quarterback is in re-engaging on their defensive lineman.
Jump up front again. Looked like just getting back, a little bit of a flinch there, and that was subtle. I'm not sure what's exactly going on here, and change there on the defensive line. Preston Pennington taken out. It looked like that was going to be encroachment there. Very subtle, but still 1st and 10 here from the 20. Scotty Fox, slant over the middle, finds his receiver, trying to make a man miss as Jordan Stapleton brought down at the 34-yard line. Stapleton, the leading receiver for the Cardinals, coming into the night with 31 receptions for 461 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. And we saw him be active last week against Brunswick. You're going to see Scotty Fox spread that ball around, as you saw already. But again, you can really rely on Stapleton to haul in that football when needed.
I like him in that slot there. He's really fast, decent height for the young man, can really get open.
Fox finds Snow, decides to cut back, try to make a man miss, but there really wasn't much room for him after he caught that football. So now going to be 2nd and 10, still from the 35.
I don't think they've had any 2nd and 10 opportunities here where I don't think there's been any loss of yards while they've been on offense.
Nothing behind the sticks at all, really battling behind the chains. A little bit of confusion, maybe fortunate that Minter slowed that down. Defensive back gets out to the near side. Fox, a little bit of pressure from behind. He drops the football, and I think Medina jumped on this. Yes, they did. The Medina Battling Bees fall on that football as it looked like it just got tipped out of the hands of Scotty Fox as he was trying to run. And Medina all over that. Turnover apiece going back and forth between these teams.
You know, there's a saying, and I hope I don't butcher it here, where it's maximizing opportunities but minimizing your opponent's opportunities. Something in that capacity, where what that means is that you want to take advantage of these turnovers, but you don't want to turn over yourself. Right now, they're at 1 apiece. If both these teams want to win today, they cannot turn the ball over if they want to continue progressing on offense.
So can either of these teams minimize the mistakes as well as continue to do what they have been doing with the high-powered offenses? Here's Stoddard rolling to his right, looking to just throw this one out of bounds. Incomplete, smart play. Live to see another day. So we saw a rare 2nd and 10 for Minter on the other side. Now a 2nd and 10 for Medina. Great field position as they start this drive, trying to capitalize on the turnover, once again take a lead. Here's Stoddard in the gun, pressured, room to run, going 1v1 with the linebacker in open space, and gets down up close to the 25-yard line. 3rd and 1. So now slowing it down a little bit. Some time on the clock actually ticking away. Haven't seen much of that here so far. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Scram now, motioning into the backfield. Out of the pistol set. Scram gets the handoff. Has some room, gets a blocker out in front, splitting between 2 defenders, down inside the 5-yard line, and taken down at the 3. 1st and goal, Medina. Excellent run for Scram.
We usually see Scram using that running ability as a wide receiver, but there, kind of as a running back there in a jet sweep chance, but nonetheless, able to maximize that opportunity here at a goal line situation on offense.
Receiver in motion from right to left. Stoddard looking for the slant in the direction of Knowles. Defensive back comes over, gets his hand in there, breaks up that pass. And the incompletion results in 2nd and goal, still from the 3. So this season, don't be surprised. You're going to see some of that where Brennan Scram, the wide receiver, comes back in the backfield. Same with Wojak, and they run out of the pistol. Right now, still with the 5 receivers out wide, Stoddard takes a look over to the sideline. Man in motion again, similar to what we saw in the last play. Instead, a keeper here for Stoddard in that one, going nowhere. Immediately, he was swallowed up by white jerseys, and there's a penalty marker as well on the field. And this one's going to be going against Medina, backing them up. Tough for the Battling Bees, but would have to say, for this team and how they play, they're really not a physical north and south team. Maybe spreading out that field and giving them a little bit more space might actually end up helping them in the long run, even though you're quite a ways out from the end zone. We'll see if that's the case. Stoddard looking for the back corner, throws it up for his receiver. Knowles in the back corner, hauls it in. 2nd touchdown on the night. Battling Bees take the lead at home.
Oh my goodness! Right on the money. That pass couldn't be in a better spot. And what a great catch. Oh my, cool. That is a college level throw. Most high school quarterbacks don't have the arm or the accuracy to hit that. In the corner of the end zone. That's remarkable. I mean, this is why he's one of the best quarterbacks, not just in this conference, not just in the Cleveland area, not just Northeast Ohio, but the entire state. There's a reason why that we say this kid is as good as he really is.
Yeah, that throw on the money. And Austin Knowles, already have yourself a night. 2 touchdowns. He has been impressive. Kept those feet in. Again, got both feet down. Would have been good at all levels and put his team up. And really after that penalty happened, I mentioned it, and I think you and I are both in agreement, they're not really a power-based team. So giving them that space and letting the wide receivers have more room to operate rather than being just 3 yards out at the goal line, that actually ended up benefiting Medina, and they were able to take advantage of it. Now Mentor, after the mistake on the last drive and the fumble, Scotty Fox, can you bounce right back?
So that was about 15 yards he threw that, right?
Yeah.
And that was to Knowles again.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So now with a score of 21-14 in favor of Medina, 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. This kick high and into the end zone. Touchback once again. So again, if you have not subscribed yet here to the Keon Sports YouTube channel, make sure you do so. Again, as we continue to cover wonderful games like this throughout the rest of the regular season, we would greatly appreciate it as well. So the Cardinals offense coming out to the 20-yard line. Now I have to say, obviously, maybe Medina, they already saw it again. I was really impressed with that opening play they had. Little throw out in the flats to Mitchell Waite, the tailback. Blockers out in front with the receivers. Maybe that's something they go to again here at some point. You want to get Waite the ball as well. Instead of quick pass to Snow. Snow, really their gadget guy. He does it all on the team. Gets up past the 30-yard line, move the chains again here for a first down, up to the 32. Three receivers out to the far side for Fox. Waite to his left. Here's the handoff. A lot of yellow jerseys around Waite, but he does rumble forward. Maybe a gain of a yard there.
They want to get him going, but it's been difficult for him. That passing attack is just so good, and they want to get Waite involved. But you almost kind of got to get him involved in that passing attack. The running only does so much here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and very effective in the passing game, especially on that first drive as well. Waite, lead blocker for Fox. Fox on the run, delivers a strike to Stapleton. Hauls that one in, slips down as he tried to cut back. Down at the 45-yard line. That's enough for a first down again. A gorgeous, cool, crisp evening. Sun almost fully set here. Lights glistening off the field. Again, this is a packed house. Home stands and the away fans traveling well. Here's the handoff to Waite up the middle. No room for him to run. Drops about half a yard as well there on the carry. They'll officially mark it as 2nd 11. Just over a minute left to go here in the first quarter of the Keon Sports Game of the Week here in Week 7. 4 wide receivers for Fox. Gets hit as he throws. Stood in there and just up and over the head of Cerny. Too high for Cerny to get up to that one. He just watched that one go by. Ball hits the turf. 3rd and 11. So a huge opportunity for the Battling Bees defense to get off of the field here, Dom.
This would be a great defensive stop. Oh, they remain disciplined there. Scotty Fox trying to get them to jump, but no go. 4 down linemen. They're staying disciplined.
Got him a couple times to jump, not that time. Snap was high, Fox rolling to his left. On the run, that one tipped in the direction of Jordan Stapleton. Defensive back just getting his hands up there, and that's actually the leading tackler on the team, the safety number 8, Talon Holvey, sophomore, doing his job there. And this should force a punt on 4th and long now for the Cardinals.
You know, and you do have the always athletic Jacob Snow. He's the punter. So they could do something funky here if they'd like to, but I don't think they will.
Snow going to punt this one away. This one kind of a sideways wobbler and a wonderful punt. Is this going to be down at the 1-yard line? Jacob Snow, I think there's not a single thing he can't do out there on the football field, Dom.
I bet he's good at pool. I bet he's good at table tennis. He might be even fantastic at Yahtzee. This kid is phenomenal, and he always surprises us with something new. You know what? You ever see those that old wrestler, Mr. Perfect, with the ads where what can he not do? To be him making a basketball shot across the quarter, him throwing a 100-yard touchdown pass to himself. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like we see here. from Snow is a little bit of Mr. Perfect action. What can't he do? I know Vince will appreciate that reference. I know you won't, but I know Vince would.
So now a 1st and 10 for Medina's offense, starting at their own 1-yard line. Stoddard deep into his own end zone. Back to pass. Pressure from behind. Just a little slant to Scram. And that's basically their version of a run there. Throw out to Scram, letting him surge forward for a couple yards, clear out some space. Now a ball on the 6-yard line.
You know me, big lineman guy. I'd rather them just run the ball, but if it ain't broke.
Wide receiver in the backfield, that's Corchado. Acting as the running back here. As he gets out around the edge, grab to the face mask there. This should be going against the Cardinals. We await the call, but it looked like it was pretty clear that some fingers got in the face mask there of Corchado, the senior.
I don't remember for any listeners, a face mask simply isn't just grabbing or putting your hand in the face mask. It is grabbing the face mask and pulling. You have to see the head turn. You see a lot of instances where fans get upset because, he grabbed the face mask, but the head doesn't turn. If you're not twisting the head, twisting the helmet, then it's not a face mask call.
So move the ball forward there from Medina. So starting from their 1-yard line, now they're going to be much more comfortable as they're out to the 28-yard line. 4 receivers out to the far side of the field. Different look from really what we've seen so far. Instead, looking to the near side, went 1v1 with Knowles. And they tried to set that one up. Allow Knowles, who's been off to a hot start, to go 1v1 with the defensive back. Stoddard looking in his direction, just a little bit heavy there on that throw. Knowles couldn't catch up to it. 2nd and 10.
They love those deep shots. They've been pretty good at them, but hey, if you don't make a few here or there, that's okay.
Here's a little screen out to the far side. Some room to run. Getting forward past the 30-yard line up to the 32. Picking up 4 yards there. Now will be 3rd and 6. Much more manageable for Medina. Because of stepping out, that stops the clock with 5 seconds left. So we've got time for one more play here left in the quarter. Stoddard in the gun, looking to his right now over the middle. Throws that one into traffic. And a penalty marker hitting the ground, and the visiting fans not liking that one as it appears like it's going to be going against the Cardinals. A lot of contact as that ball was coming in the wide receiver's direction.
I don't think I caught what happened there, Cole, why that flag was thrown. It'd have to be pass interference because it was kind of through there by the ref that's deep into the near the safeties. Yep, that's what they called.
So that pass interference gives 15 yards and automatic first down for Medina as we return. We're going to take a quick break, step away here as we're about to begin the 2nd quarter for the Keon Sports Game of the Week.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by All-in-One Services. Mike Zeck brings 37 years of experience with him to every job. Doesn't matter how big or small, Mike Zeck with All-in-One Services is the man to get it done. He can be reached at 919-909-7779 or online at allinoneservices.net. You can also email him pictures of the job needed to mzeck@allinoneservices.net. B.A. Sweetie Candy Company. The world's most famous candy company is right here in our backyard. They are located at 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, and it is a candy lover's paradise. They have every candy from your childhood, so make sure to visit them today.
And so as we're back out here, again, maybe a little bit of confusion there as what happened is, looked like that was going to be the start of the 2nd quarter there. But what happened is that ball hit the turf on the incompletion. Penalty markers flew. That was with about 1 second left. Scoreboard operator lets that one tick down to zeros there with 1 second left. And it looked like we were going to go to really the break between the two quarters. Both teams went over to the sidelines. Of course, we take our break as well. The officials call them all back out there, run one more play, and that last play is going to do it for the end of the first quarter. So now we have that brief pause here, and we're just going to keep it here as we're about to get the second quarter underway. Talk about our initial thoughts here at the start of this game, Dom.
Lots of points. That's my lots of points and not a lot of running, and frankly not a lot of defense either. 21-14 is a final score, a third quarter score, not a first quarter score. So hopefully we have more of the action. And trust me, it might sound like I'm complaining, but I'm enjoying every second of the game. I'm excited to see how many more touchdowns that we get to see as the second quarter starts now.
So following that incompletion on the last play of the first quarter, it sets up a 2nd and 10. Here's Scram, a slant. White jersey's in front of him. He gets stopped at the 50-yard line, and there's a lot of contact there between Vernon and the offensive lineman there. Again, I believe that was number 77, Jarvis Pete. And so, yeah, Pete Jarvis, again, there was blocking Vernon. Talked about all the contact way behind the line of scrimmage there. No call coming out. They're just letting the big boys play on in that physical battle up front. 3rd and 7 now. Wojak in motion. Wojak's going to get the football, running out to the left-hand side. A little bit of space. It looked like if he was going to be able to get past that tackler on the edge, he'd get the first down there. Instead, going to be brought down short. 4th and 3 from the 46.
And they're doing a good job of really spreading out and converging on the ball, meeting at one spot. Doing a very good job thus far. As long as they keep the ball in front of them, they're doing a good job. Let's see if they go for it. I wouldn't be shocked by it, but if you're Menor, you need to stop here, and you're in great field position to get back into this one.
Of course, Medina loves to go for it on 4th down, and they will do so. Stoddard finds Wojak on the slant. Wojak makes a man miss. He's going to take this one to the house. Nobody is catching Jack Wojak. Touchdown, Medina.
That speed. Oh, he had 3 Cardinals all around him, and he just took off into the night sky here in Medina. Oh, he was like a jet on a launch pad, just shooting right out. Oh, that's phenomenal once again, Cole. Stoddard was able to stay in that tight pocket, keep his composure, find Wojak down the field. Another touchdown here for the Battling Bees. They have a 2-score lead now, Cole. Let's see what happens to the Cardinals.
PAT up and good. Medina now with a 28-14 lead right at the beginning here of the second quarter. So mentioned that lead is huge. These two teams were going back and forth. Now Medina getting themselves up 2 scores. Definitely make things much more comfortable for them. They forced a turnover from the Cardinals 2 drives ago. Forced them to punt on the last drive. Medina's defense starting to step it up a little bit, but you have to take the Menor Cardinals offense seriously still here. Scotty Fox and his receivers and Waite, they're going to try to bounce back here on this drive. Now for everybody also watching and listening at home, if you're fans of these two programs, you probably already know this. Division I in Northeast Ohio is wide open. St. Ed's this year, again, they fell to Massillon Jackson a couple weeks ago. They don't look quite as dominant as what they did last year. Obviously, there's just a lot of big name programs where it's a matter of who is actually the dominant out-and-out program here in the area. We'll see. The door's wide open for a lot of teams, including these two you're seeing on the field here as well. Menor trying to bounce back. This could be an excellent return, trying to get past a host of yellow jerseys. And if it wasn't for the Medina Battling Bees bringing down the ball carrier there at the 43-yard line, that one would have been going deep to the house as well. So first down here from Mentor as they're about to come out onto the field. Offense back out. Have to watch out for those returns, though, from Caleb Poto, the defensive back. Ten and a half minutes remaining in the second quarter. Trips left. Wait to the right of Fox. In the gun. Looking for the short completion there to Snow. Snow has some room to run. Makes a man miss an open field. And he gets all the way down to about the 25-yard line. Jacob Snow. You get him the football. And out in open field. He is dangerous.
He's so vital to this team. He really is. You know, if you need another quarterback in there, Snow's there. You need a running back there, Snow's there. If you need a wide receiver, Snow's there. If you need someone on defense, Snow is also there. He does it all as a flag. Snow on the field here, Cole.
Jump up front again for the Medina Battling Bees. That time, number 94, Sam Quinones, the big defensive lineman, jumping and giving some free yardage to the Cardinals. Now 2nd and 5 from the 19-yard line. Here's the throw on a quick slant. Jarris, who got that touchdown, the second one for the Cardinals on the night. He picks that one up, moves the chains. Now 1st and goal for for Mentor.
The names with the M's are messing with me too.
It's the double M's, yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think when we were talking about this game earlier in the week, I messed up with that as well.
So from the 7-yard line, Fox, a keeper, cutting inside. He's going to be close, but going to be stopped just short at about the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal. Really smart read there from the sophomore quarterback.
Almost snuck in there too. Almost broke the 3 swarming bees in front of him, and almost was able to stretch into the end zone, but just fell a yard short.
This trip to the red zone is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit them online at kelly-mac.com. Here's the snap. It's high! Out of the fingertips there of Fox. He runs back and jumps on it. Wow. That's tough for Mentor, as it looked like they were going to be able to punch that one in from the 1-yard line on a 2nd and goal from the 1. Snap high, Fox jumped for it. Probably lucky he got his fingertips on it, because that slowed that football down, and then he was able to fall on it at the 14. Now much more difficult 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line.
I was curious if they're going to go for broke here, or if they're going to try to set up for 4th down. Hey, if we could score here, that's great, but time is running low here on the play clock. They have to call a timeout. They're just not set.
Yeah, so men are going to take that timeout, going to talk things over, see if they're going to go for broke, or really treat this as 4-down territory. Down 14, 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. You talked about a little bit earlier at the beginning of the first quarter, Dom. You talked about maximizing your opportunities, also minimizing your mistakes. And minimizing your mistakes has been a little bit of the thing that's starting to be the Achilles heel for Mentor. Yes, there was an interception for Stoddard and the Battling Bees early. They've bounced back from that. Now you've had a fumble. Obviously you had to punt. That's not a huge mistake, not a big deal, but that there was nearly a mistake as well. And when you're down against a talented program like this in what we call a heavyweight fight, you can't really have those mistakes.
So you said the quote correctly there. I said it incorrect. You said minimizing your own mistakes.
It's okay, I'll let you go there. Here's Fox on the throw. Oh, wow! Incomplete, but hauls that one in. It was tipped, and Stapleton looks it in. Wow. What an incredible play there. Scotty Fox tried to put that in a really tough window as Talon Holvey jumped that route. Looked like there was no possible way it was going to make it to Jordan Stapleton. Off of Holvey's fingertips, tips up straight in the air, and Stapleton hauls that one in. Now the ball's at the 5-yard line. I am nearly speechless on that play. And now the 4th and goal opportunity from the 5-yard line really proves that it is 4-down territory here for Mentor. Here's the snap. Fox looking for Stapleton in a tight window. He gets up there and hauls it in. Wow. The wide receiver gloves there were sticky, and the fingertips there of Stapleton strong. That one had some zip on it, and through the contact, hauls that one in, 28-20. I cannot believe the last 2 plays we just saw, Dom.
What is happening? Oh, I feel like I'm in the twilight zone right now, Cole. But you know, on those two, in that last play there, it scored a touchdown from Fox to Stapleton. It was a quarterback that, honestly, probably shouldn't even got that throw off because he got hit right when he threw it. And then you have Stapleton, a young man who's just fantastic hands, fantastic, who brings the ball in and probably shouldn't have caught that. We had 2 things that led to a touchdown that probably shouldn't have happened just because they were both getting hit at the same time. Fantastic effort, Cardinals. Right back in it, 28-21.
Well, coming into the evening, talked about Jordan Stapleton being the leading receiver for the team, and they have a lot of weapons as well, just as Medina. There's a ton of talented wide receivers out here, but Stapleton took over that drive there, those last 2 plays, got it done for his team, and that could be a difference-maker drive if you are Mentor. The last thing you want to do is fail there, be down 2 scores, and maybe an opportunity for Medina to march down the field and go up 3 possessions. That would have been tough. That is a multi-possession swing, you would have to think. Now only down 7.
We will have a long article coming out tonight, Cole. I might be working for a while before I can go to bed and get ready for Toledo in the morning.
It's going to be a late night for you, but well worth it, that's for sure. Just under 8 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. You're watching the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week, and what a game it has been so far. Mentor set to kick this one away. Of course, some dangerous returners back there. The tandem of junior receivers in Jack Wojak and Austin Knowles, who have had incredible nights this evening. Both set up right around their own 10-yard line. Noise from the student sections. Here's this kick, end over end, fielded at the 12-yard line. Wojak looking for some space, trying to slip a tackler, and brought down at the 26.
Now if you're the Cardinals, you need to stop. I'm not going to say desperately because they've put up 21 points in a quarter and a half. So, you know, they can still keep up with Medina, even if they do score. You have 2 improbable plays there, and your defense can get a stop. Hey, we're back into this game. We can take control here, even though that'll just be tied if we can take the lead, or if we can kind of bring that lead back in. We feel like we have the momentum. Now the momentum's still dead in the middle now, even though Medina still has the lead.
So Stoddard and that offense back out on the field. Officials talking a couple things over there in the middle. It looks like we're ready to get this drive underway. Four receivers out to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side, and Knowles. Last time we saw the set, they went to Knowles here on the near side. Stoddard looking in the direction of Knowles, looked that one off. Now over the middle, finds his intended target. Nice little completion there over the middle. Wojak calls that one in.
Wojak seems like he's always open, doesn't it? Oh, that kid is good.
Makes his way to the 37-yard line. Sets up a 2nd and 1. Corchado motions into the backfield. Little screen to Scram. Scram just needs to get a yard there. He surged forward. Maybe only got about a half yard, but penalty marker down on the ground. Right at about the 46-yard line. We're going to see who this is against, but there's a lot of contact between an offensive lineman who is downfield for Medina and a defender for Mentor. And this is going to go against the Battling Bees and back up the offense.
You just cannot have penalties like that, Cole. We talk about it, I think, every week, which is those are the penalties where if you're a coach, it's not even, oh, you were too aggressive during the play where you held a little bit, or, oh, your hand slipped, you grabbed the face mask. You just made a bad decision that cost your team's yards. Now it's 3rd and very long. I mean, this is a team that can convert a 3rd and very long, but still not the position you want to be in compared to 3rd and half an inch.
3rd and 16 now. Stoddard wants this one. Looking down the field, he's going to well overthrow his intended target and scram. The closest person to the ball there was the defensive back, the corner, number 4, Chase Hall for Mentor. And now 4th and 16. Yeah, I know, Medina, you love to go forward on 4th down, but I think this is going to be the first punt of the night for them. They're sitting out their punting unit.
That's a great defensive effort. I mean, you give up 2 plays, you hold onto that 1 yard that it appeared to be there, and then they make a mistake, get pushed back 15 yards, and now you have a golden opportunity to get the ball around the 50-yard line if things go well here on this punt return. And that's a golden opportunity here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, penalty marker flying up in the air here. And this is going to be a delay of game on Medina. A little bit too slow getting the punting unit out there. Of course, it does appear that the punter, we talked about Jacob Snow doing everything, kind of being a gadget guy for the Cardinals. Looks like Jack Wojak going to be handling punting duties for Medina. And this one shanked off of the outside of the foot. Now he gets a fortunate bounce as it stayed in bound and really tight roped. Looked like it got up near the 50-yard line, and they're going to spot it at the 48. So the Cardinals offense comes out onto the field already in Medina territory.
I hate saying, oh, you have to score, you have to score. They kind of have to score. I mean, in the type of game that we've seen, with the turnovers, we've seen maybe 4 defensive stops.
Yes.
Both teams got a turnover. I think both teams stopped each other once without the turnovers. So not a defensive battle. So if you're an offense, you have to think score every possession. That may be a little overwhelming, but that has to be the thought process.
Fox looking to his right. Oh, in and out of the hands of Cerny. Fox got popped right after he threw that ball. It looked like Cerny on the slant was going to haul that one in. Usually a sure-handed receiver. Just slipped out of his fingertips, and now 2nd and 10. Of course, for standing in there, Scotty Fox took a shot. Mitchell Waite was looking at the official, kind of throwing his hands up there, wondering why it wasn't a roughing the passer. Really just some unnecessary roughness there. But nope, no penalty markers. This time a keeper, Snow, and at quarterback. He barrels forward, getting a little bit of a push there, gets to the 40-yard line, getting plenty of yardage there. So making it 3rd and much more manageable for the Cardinals.
So when it comes to defensive prep, the Cardinals are one of those teams where you're going to have your scout players wear different colored jerseys compared to the normal practice uniforms. And number 7 is probably the first one that they decide, hey, we have to make sure we know where they are on the field. The reason why they do that is to make sure, hey, where is this player and where is he on the field, to kind of emulate the game situations. Medina has handled it the best they could, but still, you're seeing Snow do the best he can and making great of his opportunities.
Fox rolling to his left, a one-handed grab there by Snow. Gets that right paw out there, pulls it back into his body, and that's enough to move the chains, pick up a 1st down for the Cardinals.
And once again, bringing back to that scout team conversation, you have to have number 7 highlighted. And I mean, if you're Medina, it's probably like a green or yellow jersey, depending what you wear on defense or offense, normally on practice. But is he a quarterback? Is he a wide receiver? Maybe they have him lined up at tight end. You almost have to go through that every time that you play this Cardinals team.
Fox on the roll, to the right, delivers a strike to Cerny, and Cerny redeems himself. He's not dropping that one. Up to the 14-yard line. Move the chains once again.
He could feel that a hit was coming there. Was able to still haul it in. Great effort there by the young man.
And the Cardinals really like to roll Scotty Fox out and get him on the run, whether he's rolling to his left, rolling to his right. Mitchell Waite as well, the tailback, getting out in front, serving as that lead blocker, making sure nothing comes in front of the quarterback. Now 1st and 10, here is Waite. This time he gets the ball. Haven't seen too many carries for him, really since a few in the first quarter. Not too much room there, but able to keep those legs churning and picks up a positive yard. Second and 9 from the 13. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Waite to the right of Fox. He's going to step up to his line. Back and takes the snap. Looking over the middle to the end zone. Sails that one high. Tried to put it in a spot where only Snow could get to it, but as athletic as Snow is, he still couldn't jump high enough to get to that one. Sails out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete. 3rd and 9 coming up. And this trip once again is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Again, visit them online at kelly-mac.com as the Cardinals are here in the red zone. Fox has some pressure and sacked. Dropped in the backfield. And this is going to be a 4th and long coming. Would expect to see special teams unit come out and try to just kick this field goal. That's exactly what the Cardinals are going to try to do. Ball spotted on the 19-yard line. So will be a 36-yard kick here for the Cardinals. Directly from the middle of the field. This one has the distance. It's up, and it splits the uprights. And the Cardinals find themselves just down 4.
Not a touchdown, but still a field goal. That can come down later in the game, down by 4 now. I mean, that's going to come down to play later down the road, whether that will hurt them or sometimes those field goals can end up being your advantage.
Well, that sack was huge for Medina. They proved that they can make a stand there on defense there on that play, especially when they're backed up really against their own end zone there, and that's huge for them to get that stop. If you're the defense on the other end, you consider that a win. If you are Mentor, though, you know with the ability that you have, the way you're playing, picking up those 3 points is also still a good thing for you. You got points on the board. Find yourself down 4 in a very competitive game that's back and forth, has been a slugfest. This could go either direction. Now, here's the big thing. Just under 4 minutes left to go. 3 minutes and 42 seconds to be exact. You're giving the ball back to Medina. They have been really on a fast track to the end zone. Last drive, though, you stopped them. You made them punt. If you could even slow them down, that would be huge for you because you know who receives the football after the break? It is yourself. The Mentor Cardinals will receive the ball after halftime.
You want a good case of double dipping if you're Mentor.
And maybe they might have that opportunity with how quickly Medina's been striking. Here's Wojak trying to switch fields, get out around the edge of the far side. He'll be cut down at about the 33-yard line after picking up some nice yardage, and Stoddard in the offense back out. So I mentioned it earlier, Dom. I would say you'd probably have to agree with me. It just feels like Division I football in Northeast Ohio is very up in the air this year of who is that team to watch out for. A lot of teams have blips, have a loss on their schedule. Door seems open for really everybody, including these two.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what happens during the playoffs.
Here's Stoddard. And he throws this one directly into the hands of the linebacker.
Our press box almost got torn down here. Cole, oh, where did that even come from?
Yeah.
As soon as that was dropped, we just felt the entire press box come down on top of us. Wow.
Very nearly there, as felt that big boom here, and gasp from the away stands as well, as they thought they had an interception. Stoddard really given a gift that he didn't turn that one over. Now looking for his intended target in Knowles down the field. Safety help over the top, and that one falls incomplete. Now 3rd and 10, despite not getting the interception there. Second play being incomplete. Minter's starting to do some good things again here on defense. Maybe starting to figure some things out and slow down Medina finally.
Well, you get the screen plays that they like. Got to keep them in front of you. You're going to see slants from time to time in the deep shots. You just got to get in front of that wide receiver and bat it down, and they've been able to do that.
Trips right. Stoddard looking over the middle. He's backing up off of his back foot. He finds Jack Wojak, who splits through 2 defenders. The 2 defenders run into each other, and Wojak is going to take this one to the end zone. Battling Bees, touchdown. And it looks like a Cardinals player is down injured, and hate to see that. It looks like it was one of the guys in the secondary who collided. Fortunate for Wojak, he split through those 2 guys and turned on the Jets.
What a fantastic play there by Wojak. He's something. He's one of those players at the end of the year that we're going to talk about, that he is that good.
Yeah, he is absolutely unreal, the ability that he has.
57 yards. Is that what you're asking? No, how many?
So Jack Wojak getting it done. Coming into the night with 31 receptions on the season for 435 yards, as well as 4 touchdowns. And keeps adding to that. Seen a really good first quarter there from Knowles. Wojak had a nice start as well. Now you're seeing him turn it up here in the second quarter as well. Hate to see that the defensive back from Minter went down there on that play. That's part of what led to that touchdown. That's Chase Hall. Good to see that he is up and walking, but big collision between the Cardinals defenders there.
Yeah, that was about 57 yards there, Cole. Him and Fox, their yard total for this half is going to be insane. I haven't calculated it yet, and I'm going to get to that when the half, that will be talked about in the halftime report. But, I mean, it has to be well over 200 yards for both, right? You'd have to think.
Yeah, they've both been putting up big yards, big plays, and now we're ready to get this game going again here with the PAT. This one up and good. Now 35-24 in favor of Medina. So the big play there was huge. Minter missed the opportunity with a possible interception. Would have been tough as the linebacker was going to his left. That one was thrown a little bit behind him. He tried to dive back to his right, in and out of his hands. Obviously the big gasp from the crowd there. Next play was an incompletion, but then Medina strikes for a massive play and a big touchdown. But the thing is, they struck so quickly that there's still over 3 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of time for Scotty Fox and the Minter offense to get back on the field, try to establish a drive themselves, and try to go 2 for 1 here at the end of the first half, start of the second half, as they do receive that opening kickoff of the second.
Now, you really do have to score here if you're Minter, because I don't think you were expecting that to happen there the way that it did. But you have 3 minutes to get your offense moving. That's a lot of time in high school football with how the clock stops and starts in this game. You have a lot of time to do a lot of things.
This kick sails high up in the air, fielded at the 5-yard line. Burst of speed, and yellow jerseys quickly bringing down the return man, Caleb Poto, just past the 20-yard line. So ball officially spotted at the 22. And that is where the offense comes back out. As we mentioned, plenty of time. Now after that return, 3 minutes and 8 seconds.
Lots and lots of time here, Cole. They were really is a beautiful night. I mean, you got the student section has the blackout going. It's a beautiful night. Not too cold here up in the press box. As we both got the North Face on. You got the jacket. I got the nice little quarter zip.
Feels like fall football. That one incomplete. As pass intended for Jacob Snow. Off to the near side. He had to turn a little bit awkwardly there. That was a little bit too far to his left. Touched his fingertips, but no chance as he was going the other direction he was going to be able to pull that one in. Now 2nd and 10 after the completion. That incompletion. Dom mentioned that it's a gorgeous night right now. Currently 54 degrees, slight breeze. Feels a lot like fall football, like we talked about. It had a lot of weeks where it just continued to feel like summer. Now it truly is fall football, and we're being gifted a wonderful game. Here's that slant over the middle, completion to Stapleton. He gets popped for his troubles, but picks up the first down for the Cardinals. Big hit delivered there by Cooper Josefsik. Mints are still taking their time, plenty of time on the clock for them. 3 receivers to the near side, Waite to the left of Fox. Fox rolling to his left. Play that we saw go incomplete just a moment ago. This time completed to Snow. He's going to get pushed out of bounds after picking up about a yard. We'll see if they give him 2 there. So they'll say it was just 1 yard. Stops the clock as that one goes out of bounds. 2nd and 9 now from the 34.
You know, right now they're kind of chipping away here with these passes. Look for a deep shot here in 2nd, about 9.
Short little pass there to Snow. Snow gets positive yardage after he catches that ball, and we've seen him a couple times. They're playing really in the slot. Quick little dump off underneath to him. Let him use his legs and pick up yardage after the catch. Gets him into battling Bees territory at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that little slant there, where it's a little bit more upfield, a little bit more vertical than a traditional slant. They don't let it play out too much. It's pretty much a quick hitter. But boy, you give that ball there to Snow, and he can really take off, and he gets subbed off there.
Fox taking a look over to the sideline here. Waite moves to his right. He's going to roll to his right. A little bit of pressure in his face, and that might have put him off as the surge there from the defensive lineman, number 9, Nathan Nunn. He pushed back Waite. Obviously, Waite did a good job against a much bigger defender, keeping him from getting to his quarterback in Fox. But that didn't allow Fox to step up really on his front foot and drive that ball. Sailed it a little bit high and wide there, incomplete.
You know, you'll see that here from the sophomore quarterback. Doesn't do it too often. From time to time, Fox will sail one, or he'll get a little antsy back there. But for a sophomore, it doesn't happen too often.
Rolling to his left, throwing this one out of bounds. Smart decision play, as none of his receivers were open there. Lived to see another day. He could feel the pressure as well coming from behind him. 3rd and 10 now, still from the 49.
Now, the question is, if you don't get it here, do you punt? That's what I'm interested in seeing. Do you punt and you say, all right, let's take it in, we can still score, or do you say, we're going for broke? I think the smart decision would be to punt it, but they're hoping not to be in that situation.
We'll see if they even have to make that decision. This one thrown into double coverage over the middle in the direction of Snow, and Medina knew it was going to snow there. Jumping all over that one, ball falls incomplete as Griffin Pay coming forward from his safety spot.
Those Battling Bees linebackers, they're starting to figure things out here. All right, we see Snow here in the slot. Can mean a few things here. Usually that means he's going for a slant, and we're going to be right in front of it. Maximize an opportunity, and they get the stop.
So Griffin Pay, the senior linebacker, dropping into coverage, forcing that incompletion. Now forcing the punt for Mentor, and they're going to try to pin this one deep. This one fielded at the 10-yard line off of a hop there by Brennan Scrammon. He gets a couple yards after picking that one up. Gets the ball out to about the 18-yard line. Minute and a half for Stoddard in the offense, and we know that's plenty of time for them to get down the field. And they obviously know that Mentor's going to receive the football here coming out of the locker room, start of the second half. Medina's not just going to sit on this one. You know they're going to try to get to the end zone, put more points up on the board before the break.
I mean, that's their MO, right? Is get down the field quickly. Right? They waste no time, and they have a chance to really, I don't want to say put the game out of reach, but to really extend it here for them and make things a little bit easier. They have 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 in motion.
Here is that receiver in motion. Instead, it's going to be a keeper for Stoddard as he goes off to the left-hand side, just clearing out some room by sending Scram over to the other side. And Stoddard just rounding that corner. We know he can run the football. He's quick and shifty. Move the chains, first down, out to the 31.
We haven't seen too much of that. We saw that a lot last week, this week, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago, I believe. But this week, not too much of him running. They like him back in the pocket, and they trust the offensive line with only 3 rushing, 4 or 5 at the most. This offensive line, they do a good job. And, you know, with their pass protection, they don't give up too many sacks. Stoddard helps them out with the quick releases as well.
Here is Stoddard, back to pass in the gun. Throws it into pressure over the middle, and this one's going to be intercepted. Huge for Mentor, as they're going to have this ball at the 28-yard line of the Battling Bees following that mistake. With a minute and 22 seconds remaining, only down 11. So there is a huge lifeline for the Cardinals. We're talking about Medina going down the field and scoring to end this half. Instead, now the Cardinals have an opportunity to go 2 for 1, back-to-back like we talked about. Punting actually ended up being the right decision for them there.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just got to trust your defense. That's what they did. That's their second interception, second turnover on the day. Now your offense, let's score a touchdown. We'll be back within 4. Maybe they go for it to make it a 3-point ball game. We'll see.
Now they couldn't find a rhythm on the last drive. Can they do so? This time they're going to start off with a handoff to Wade up the middle. His best run of the night so far is a ball carrier up the middle. Picks up 4 yards there. Now 2nd and 6 from the 24.
You know, actually that's his 4th run and his 2nd for positive yards.
Yeah.
His first 2 were about losses of 1 or 2, and then a gain of 1 and a gain of 4. Has not seen the ball much.
Fox throws this one to the end zone. He's got his receiver, and that is a touchdown. Number 14, Holden Cerny, the senior, getting the grab, beating his defensive back there. 1v1, 35-30. Opportunity to cut this one back to 4 points again.
That was Holden Cerny, correct?
Correct.
Oh, he is another phenomenal night for another wide receiver. If you're a fan of wide receivers, this is a game for you, because usually each team has 1 fantastic wide receiver. Each team has 3 to 4 fantastic wide receivers, with a running back or a backup quarterback that can also be fantastic as well. This team, or both these teams, just no shortage of talent there out wide.
Well, if you're a college coach, really at any level, and you are paying attention to these 2 teams, or you tune into this at all, let us both tell you this, because 2 weeks ago we covered Medina. Last week we saw Mentor at Brunswick. Now we've got both of them facing off. I think you and I can both attest to this. There are, like we talked about, of the guys that really see a lot of time on the field, really 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 receivers that really could play at the next level right now for sure. They all could see some time, whether that's D3, D2, maybe even D1 as well. So much talent there, really, in both wide receiver rooms.
Obviously, you played D3 soccer in a successful career. I played D3 football. Usually the case with D3 football wide receivers is that the talent is there to play at any level, but it's usually the height. Yeah. That's where they fall to D3, right? These kids could play at any 3 of these levels, and not just the 3 levels, but NAIA
Yeah.
and JUCO. Can't
Right.
forget about those levels as well. These kids could play at any of those levels. That's how good these wide receivers for both sides are.
Here's one of those good receivers in Wojak. Wojak trying to get out to the far side and switch fields. This time not as successful. Now there's a penalty marker down on the far side. Actually here on the near side of the field, it looks like it's down at about the 17-yard line. Now there's another penalty marker down at about the 30-yard line, so some laundry on the field. I think both of those penalty markers are going to be for two different things, so we'll see which is on which team or if they're both on the same team. And we'll wait the calls from the officials here as they are discussing it and will let us know exactly what happened down there, what the penalty flags were down for. But 44 seconds left on the clock here for Medina to work with. So 3 penalties, actually. An initial block in the back going against Medina, and then 2 dead ball personal foul penalties between Medina and Mentor. So those dead ball penalties going to offset. So that return really gets negated, and the ball is brought back to the 9-yard line due to that block in the back. So long way to go to the end zone if you're Medina. Don't want to put anything past them with 44 seconds left here. Stoddard, he's going to be getting the snap. Heels close to his own end zone. 5 receivers wide for him. Here's that snap. Looking to get it out of his hands quickly. Finds Scram up past the 20. Moves the chains. 30 seconds left. Clock continues to tick down as that catch was in play. You're trying to run, scramble, Stoddard on the run, throws back across his body. Corchado catches it and is taken down at the 35-yard line. So that clock's going to stop briefly for them to set the football. And now there's going to be a timeout for Medina following the 2 completions. So they've picked up some yards. Now 22 seconds left. They lost about half of the time on the clock from those 2 plays.
I wonder if they're just trying to get in field goal position here. If that might be the mindset. Because 20 seconds isn't a lot of time here in the game of football. Right, if you're at the 40, maybe so, but I mean, you're at your own 35. So you have to have a lot of movement here. You have a smart defense with a good coaching staff that's expecting it, deep passes. So you got to kind of think, do you really need to score that bad, and you just try to trust your defense at half? And it's against an offense that scored a lot. So that's not an easy decision to make. Because if you lose the lead, both teams could just keep scoring back and forth for the rest of the night, and that would be a shock to us.
Well, if Medina can kick a field goal, that would put them up 7. Of course, talked about Mentor getting the football after half. And again, a big leg for your senior kicker, Michael Gillespie. So we'll see if Medina can get themselves in field goal range. Stoddard stepping up in the pocket. He's going to scramble up the middle. He's going to get out close to the first down. Going to be about 1.5 yards short there, and it's going to be a timeout once again for Medina. So they're going to have 1 timeout remaining after that scramble. 12 seconds left on the clock. So going to be interesting to see what happens. Wouldn't be surprised if we have a crazy conclusion to the end of the first half, because it's been a wild first half in general here. I want to thank everybody again who are watching and listening live on the Keon Sports YouTube channel. As I always remind you, make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Now here's the other thing as well. With the performances we're seeing so far, don't be surprised if we see a player or 2 possibly from this game up for the Ginny's Popcorn Player of the Week ballot come this next week. reminder that you have to be subscribed to the Key on Sports YouTube channel for your vote to count. So make sure you do that here as well. Play, back in action. Stoddard hit as he throws, and he got popped. And he throws that one a little bit high and wide of Scram. It looked like he took that one maybe right on the knee, and he's hobbling as he gets up. Hopefully he's okay. As that ball hit the turf, 4 seconds came off the clock, so 8 seconds remaining here in the half. Ball on the 44.
And one thing to have a thought about for the rest of the game, it is getting a little chilly out here, Cole. It's getting a little colder as we go on.
Here's Stoddard. He's looking downfield, wants to fire this one, finds Scram. Scram's got to get down. There's a second left. He's going to get tackled with zeros on the clock. And Mentor, that's a huge win for them at the end of the half. Despite giving up that yardage, Scram needed to find a way to get down. Medina begging for a second added back on the clock and trying to take a timeout. But the officials talking this one over, and I think it was at double zeros well before Scram was officially on the turf. Mentor told to maybe hold up. They're trying to go to the locker room here right now. And it looks like the officials agree with what we were seeing up here. And that is going to end the first half. Medina leads 35-31 going into the locker rooms at halftime. And we'll take a quick break here, and then we'll have a brief halftime show as Darian Jackson will be joining me here. But Dom, before we step away here for halftime and you take a break yourself, your thoughts on that first half?
You know, we just saw two teams that are offensive juggernauts, and the first thing I thought in that first quarter was, no matter what happens here tonight, no matter who wins this conference, I would really like to see these two teams play again in the playoffs. Even though we won't be broadcasting the playoffs, I would really like to see this again, because we just had one of the best halves of football that we've seen offensive-wise. And it was a blast. This second half is going to be even better. Cool. We're in for a doozy.
That we are. So everybody at home, make sure if you are watching this one from the comfort of home on a little bit of a chilly night here, enjoy it. Make sure you kick your feet up and enjoy the second half, as we'll be back for that coverage. Don't turn away, though. Like I said, Darian Jackson joining me in just a minute. We'll be right back.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Back Attack Snacks. They're a healthy option on the go and provide the very best in healthy snacking. With everything from beef jerky to roasted almonds, they have it all. Visit them online at backattacksnacks.com. Car Parts Warehouse. If your car is in need of repairs, then the first place you need to call is Car Parts Warehouse. They cut out the middlemen and bring the service right to you. Find them online at carpartswarehouse.net. Cleveland Bakery Collective not only focuses on bringing together some of the best food and flavors in the Cleveland area, but creating a collaborative and supportive environment where local food artists can prepare, produce, store, and sell their delicious products all in one convenient location. Check them out online at clevelandbakerycollective.com.
And we're back here on the Keon Sports YouTube channel for the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week halftime show. Cole McDaniel here with me, Darian Jackson. Darian, thanks for joining me here for this halftime show, as well as, again, man, the camera force doing a great job here tonight. This has been a fun one. We knew coming into this one between these two teams, really not only a battle for who ends up probably coming out on top of the GCC, would expect it's going to be one of these two teams, but also a battle of powers in Division I football in Northeast Ohio. We mentioned it a few times that it seems like it's wide open. There's a lot of teams in the mix. Both of these two teams a part of that mix as well. It has been a fun one tonight, high scoring. Now, there have been some turnovers back and forth. We've actually saw a couple of punts, which it didn't look like that was going to end up happening at all. But from your vantage point, what have you seen in this game, Darian?
I'm going to be honest. This is by far the best game I have attended within the first 7 weeks of football. This is amazing. Medina and Menor, even though Menor's 3-2, they don't play like a 3-2 team. I understand that they had a lot of very tough teams early on in the season, but, I mean, this is great. I'm going to be honest. This is a great game.
Yeah, this has absolutely been fun. So looking at the Medina Battling Bees, Danny Stoddard, a guy who we know is a leader in the nation, really in all passing stats, passing yards, touchdowns. They really air out that ball with him, but he's also shifty enough where he can run. It's the reason why he's the leading rusher on this team. Tonight, he again has been putting that ball in the air. Now has made 2 mistakes, 2 turnovers, but multiple big plays. Really a handful of passing touchdowns already. He's been impressive.
No, he's amazing. For him only being able to be a junior, and he still has a whole nother year to develop and have I want to say, an opportunity to go play D1, D2 football in his future. Now, for us, we got to show with you guys still, and he's actually won Player of the Week during Week 2 and Week 3 because he had that historic night he broke the record with like 618 yards. Like, he's amazing. So being able to attend this game and be able to see him play with my own eyes, it's been great.
Yeah, and he was the Jenny's Popcorn Player of the Week from that Week 2 performance against Avon, putting up 618 yards. Tonight, 18 of 34 for 309 yards and 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Again, mentioned those 2 mistakes, but there have been some mistakes on the other side for Mentor as well. We've seen a fumble as well for Scotty Fox too, but they've been getting it done on offense, moving the ball down the field, finding themselves only down 4 here at the halftime break. And of course, we talked about that was huge for them to get the stop at the end as they received the football coming out of the break.
Yeah, you just mentioned Scotty Fox, and he's only a sophomore, and he's playing very well going up. This is a great matchup between him and Dan, and for him being a sophomore, he's got 2 more years to develop before he gets to his senior year. So the way that they're playing right now, the way that they're passing the ball and communicating with their receivers, it's amazing to watch right now. The score is 31-35, and we still got a whole nother half of great football. So,
well, a lot of the success for Fox is when he gets himself out and he's rolling out, and they know that. The coaching staff of Mentor has it set where they play to his strengths. They like to get him rolling to his right, rolling to his left, and a lot of times you see the senior running back, Mitchell Waite, get out in front of him, really act as that blocker in front, make sure that no pressure comes from in front of him, that he can step in, rifle that throw in there. He does a good job of throwing on the run. But Jordan Stapleton, a guy I want to talk about, one crucial drive for them, it looked like things were going to collapse for Mentor. They were not going to be able to convert, really score a touchdown after a near fumble where Scotty Fox had to jump on that ball. Ball was tipped initially by the safety, Holvey. It goes up in the air. Stapleton comes down with it. Very next play, tight coverage, slant over the middle. Looked like it was rifled in there. Really hard catch to be able to make that one. Stapleton does manage to bring that down, one that I don't think most receivers come down with, and that could be one of the huge touchdowns, one of the most crucial things that drive, those 2 plays from Stapleton.
No, that was definitely a snag because coming in, I want to say coming in, but as the clock is going down and they were already down by maybe 10 at this point in the game, and you understand you need to convert, and that fumble really almost cost them. I don't want to call it a fumble, but that high tip really almost cost them the opportunity to, get the score a lot closer. And the fact that they were able to, just let that play go behind them, and then you get that tip catch that you mentioned, which was another big play for them. So for them to be able to do that and convert and still get the touchdown, it just really goes to show that both of these teams are willing to make big plays no matter what. Whether someone's got to tip it, you still catch it. I mean, they're putting all the plays behind them. Even for Dan, he threw 2 interceptions, but he was able to, get more touchdowns on it. So, I mean, again, it's a great game to watch. I'm excited for the second half, and, man, it could go either way. I mean, Medina's only up 4, but Medina is still a team to, you need to worry about. Again, I said they got 2 losses. They're 3-2, but this is still a very tough team that Medina has to go through.
We are in for a huge second half here as you're watching and listening live on the Keon Sports YouTube channel. Again, the Battling Bees at home, 5-1 overall, 2-0 in the conference so far, trying to hold off the Minter Cardinals, who come into this one 3-2 overall, 1-0 in conference play. It is going to be an absolute slugfest here in the second half, most likely just like we saw here in the first half. Again, Darian, thanks for joining me here at halftime. Again, I know you're going to enjoy really seeing the rest of this game. We appreciate having you out here as well. I'm going to step aside as well. Tom Clary still getting his breather here at the moment too, and we'll be back for the start of the second half. Make sure to not go anywhere. Stay tuned in here on the Keon Sports YouTube channel.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Cleveland Fitness Club. They have it all: bikes, tracks, courts, and even pools. They truly have something for everyone and are open 365 days a year. You can visit them today at 6600 West 130th Street in Middleburg Heights. Climate Tech Inc. For 48 years, family-owned and operated Climate Tech has been the premier company for all HVAC services. For both residential and commercial, they have it covered. They offer free estimates on equipment replacement and 24-hour emergency service. Visit them at climatetech.com. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop has been your trusted barber for nearly a century of great haircuts. With affordable prices and excellent customer service, there's no better place to get your cut. It is located at 26915 Center Ridge Road in Westlake. Dick Esser Plumbing. Get exceptional plumbing repairs and installations for your commercial property from the experienced professionals at Dick Esser Plumbing and Heating Incorporated. They provide honest services and quality workmanship. You can find out more about them today at dickesserplumbing.com. Frankie's Italian Cuisine. Looking for a place to enjoy a post-game meal? Love Italian food? Frankie's Italian Cuisine has you covered from meatball to lasagna. Visit them tonight at 4641 Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted. Great Lakes Training. Great Lakes Basketball caters to athletes of all ages and experience levels with a wide variety of training techniques. Book your first session today at www.greatlakesbasketball.com or email Coach J at coachj@greatlakesbasketball.com. Helene Kia. Looking for a new or used car? Check out our guy Jim McConville at Helene Kia in North Olmsted on Lorraine Road. Jim is a trusted member of the auto community for over 20 years, and he will treat you right no matter your car buying need. Hinckley Roofing. They are your first choice in commercial and residential roofing. This family-run company has been around for 50 years and is your first choice in trusted roofing needs. You can find them online today at hinkleyroofing.com or call them at 330-273-2979. JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL is a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor with the experience to complete any job needed for your home or property. Let their team of professionals help you with vinyl siding, windows, roofing, and gutters. Get the job done right the first time and stress-free with JBL. Call them today at 330-677-9463 or visit them on the web at jblrc.com. Jeffrey Protects Insurance. In today's day and age, insurance from someone you can trust is more important than ever, and you won't make a better choice than Jeffrey Protects Insurance. At JPI, they specialize in Medicare, healthcare insurance, and life insurance. Visit them at jeffreyprotects.com or give them a call at 330-304-7267. Jenny's Popcorn. You can find their flavors anywhere popcorn is sold, including Giant Eagle and Mark's. Visit them online at jennyspopcorn.com or in person at 38727 Taylor Parkway in North Ridgeville, Ohio. They have everything from butter, cheese, caramel, and everything in between at this popcorn paradise. Jerome, Grauer, and Associates. They handle estate planning and their steps are so simple. They handle everything from simple wills to complex trust planning. Contact them today for your legal needs at 241-9990 or check them out online at jeромelaw.com. Julie Dangerfield of Keller Williams Realty. Julie has the experience, knowledge, and determination to get the job done. Contact her at 440-309-0396 or by email at julieand222@gmail.com for a complimentary market analysis of your home value today. Kelly McLean Achievement Center, the premier resource for high school athletes who wish to continue to play in college. They provide a one-on-one consultative approach to help students determine their needs and goals. Visit them online at kellymac.com. Makeaway Dumpster. At Makeaway, customers get discounts on days and prices. They offer 24-hour delivery in most cases, along with 10, 15, 20, and 25 cubic yard containers. With Makeaway, there are no hidden charges for drop-off, pickup, or wait. Find them at makeawaydumpsterrental.com. MDG Flooring. If you're in need of quality flooring for your home or office, look no further than MDG Flooring America in Medina. There is nothing that Steve and his talented staff cannot handle. Call them today at 330-725-5252 or stop in and visit them in person at 3812 Pearl Road in Medina. Nancy's Main Street Diner. They only prepare your meals with the freshest ingredients. The dishes are made to order as they never use heat lamps and they take no shortcuts whatsoever. They're located at 426 Main Street in Grafton, Ohio. Nancy's Main Street Diner is your choice for all 3 daily meals. Play CLE. Play CLE is the ultimate indoor adventure park in Northeast Ohio. With zip lining, ninja obstacle courses, climbing walls, and the area's largest indoor ropes course, Play CLE is the best option to get inside and have some fun and adventure. It's the perfect place for your next team building event, birthday party, or field trip. With an on-site bar and kitchen, Play CLE makes sure you are properly fueled to reach new heights. To learn more, visit playadventureparks.com or stop by the facility in Avon off 611 and Chester. Salad Craze. Looking to eat healthy and go away happy? Try Salad Craze. They have been voted Cleveland's healthiest restaurant 4 years in a row. Stop in for yourself and find out why at 690 Avon Belden Road in Avon Lake. You can check out their menu at saladcraze.com.
And we're back here. About to get the second half underway for the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Week 7 has been a doozy, a good one, between the Medina Battling Bees and the visiting Mentor Cardinals. As you see, of course, on the scoreboard up on your screen, Medina holding a 4-point lead, 35-31. As both teams going to take about a minute here to warm up before we get the kick underway. Again, here tonight, Cole McDaniel alongside me, Dom Clary. Again, a shout out to Darian Jackson for joining me for the halftime show here tonight. Now, Dom, start of the second half for Mentor. Huge win for you on defense, able to stop Medina. Medina actually got into pretty close to field goal range. That might have actually been field goal territory there with the strong leg there of their senior kicker, Michael Gillespie. But double zeros on the clock there as Scram went to ground. Obviously, Medina hoped there was another second out there. There definitely wasn't. Officials made the right call. They went to the locker room. So a huge win for Mentor. No points up on the board for Medina there at the end of the half. So down 4, you know you're receiving the ball. What's the game plan for the offense right now?
Score quick and retain the lead for the entirety of the game. And that sounds like, oh, isn't that the strategy for every game you play? No, because usually you're not playing an offense that's just as equal as you, or possibly even better. Now, we don't know the answer to that question, which offense is better, but we're going to find out. This is a game, if it's on the same pace as it was in the first half, well, we could see 60 points by both teams. That's currently the pace that we're on. Will it happen? Maybe, probably not, but we're on pace for that. You have to just keep scoring every time you get the ball, and that has to be the mentality. You have the start here. And, you know, Medina had the ball to start the game, and they have the lead. Granted by 4 points, but they have the lead. Now, if you're Mentor, you can do that for yourself here as you start with the ball here to start this half.
Now, 2 weeks ago, into the first half, Strongsville had given Medina a test. We talked about it. We could see an instant classic. Second half, Strongsville really, it was Medina, and like I said, Strongsville maybe started to see that slowdown on offense because Medina stepped it up defensively in the second half, and their offense was still clicking. They got it done. They pulled away, made the second half theirs, and won that game. Now, Mentor as well. Last week, Brunswick gave them a much tougher first half, and then Mentor pulled away. So a matter of if a team can pull away here in the second half. You talked about the game plan, the script for Mentor. As for Medina, defensively, what do you do out here on the field?
I'm sorry, say it again, Cole. I got lost there.
Distracted by the student section.
Oh, there's so much happening.
Loving the chanting down there on the far side. Talked about the student section
trying
being
to figure out
completely
what's going
full.
on over there.
Yeah, and talked about Medina. Obviously, talked about that close, tight game 2 weeks ago against Strongsville. Their defense came out. They were able to shut down the Mustangs. What they hadn't been able to do in the first half, they pulled away in that second half. Mentor, they turned it on against Brunswick in the second half last week. Now that you know that the Cardinals are getting the ball back, you talked about the Cardinals' offensive plan. How about Medina defensively on that first drive?
Jump on those quick slants. You know that they like the quick slants to Snow. When he's in the slot, you have to assume that he's getting that quick slant. Put somebody on him, put a linebacker in the middle, and predict that. Because they do it almost every possession, it feels like. Now, if he goes out, you do a good job staying in front of him. If he goes into, a motion for a jet sweep, you have people out there to protect that. But you have to predict when he's in that slot. You have to jump on it because that's how they get those possessions started. If you're Medina, that has to be key here in the second half.
Medina kicking off from right to left on your screen. This one a high booming kick, sails into the middle of the end zone. A touchback, and the ball will be placed at the 20-yard line, and that is where the sophomore quarterback, Scotty Fox, brings his offense out onto the field.
It's hard to believe he's only a sophomore. He's so composed back there. Again, he's going to make sophomore mistakes, but he looks like a senior back there. And it's, we talked about the wide receivers getting offers, but both these quarterbacks, they should be getting looks too. And that's how good they are, is that these guys could play at any level, really. And, Scotty Fox still has room to grow. I'm interested to see there has to be a call that's just going to jump on it. Who will it be?
Little clap of the hand off to Wade up the middle. He did not have much room at all to run in that first half, and quickly brought down there on that carry. Got back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
You know, I never want to say, hey, maybe you should kind of put the running game in the back burner, but you might have to consider doing so.
And we'll see what Matt Gray, 3rd season as the head coach of the Minter Cardinals, we'll see what he decides to do. They haven't run the ball too often. It's been a lot of Fox going to the air, finding his receivers, and Waite really serving as a blocker out in front. Cerny on the completion, up to the 28-yard line. Got some positive yards there, 8 of them to be exact. 3rd and 2 now. Three receivers off to the far side of the field. And that spread there for the Cardinals. Some pointing there is thinking a defensive lineman jumped. A little bit of a flinch. No call there from the officials. Little rollout, dumping off to Waite. Waite gets enough yardage to get past the 30-yard line, so he's going to pick up the first down. Similar to the opening play of the game for Minter, as they found Waite, and he had a huge gain after that completion. That time there, Medina, they've seen it already. They snuffed that one out. Only really allowed about 3 yards picked up.
So that plays a little different, right? It was a rollout. You have the offensive line, what we call like a sprint type of protection. My one coach in high school used to call it elephants on a parade. Everyone, all the big guys going down. You want the floor to shake. But that was more of an out route there, while in that first play was a swing screen pass.
Stapleton in motion. Pressure in the face of Fox. He gets absolutely obliterated there. And this is going to be a scoop and score for the Battling Bees. What a play for the defense of Medina. An offensive-led team, and the defense coming up big. Jacob Nunn walks that one in and shrugs off the possible tackler there. Unreal swing for the home team. Medina, exactly what they would have wanted coming out of the locker room.
Not something we expected was a defensive touchdown, let alone a scoop and score. Wow, they have a chance to be up 11 here. Something that we did not think we were going to see, Cole.
Yeah, second fumble of the game there for Scotty Fox, and as soon as he got hit, that ball was on the ground, and yellow jerseys were the closest to that one. Wow, what a turn of events here, as it seemed like a great opportunity for Minter to get a lead. They haven't seen that for quite a while. They've been playing from behind and trying to respond to what Medina's been doing, and that's not how they wanted to start for them coming out of the locker room. And now they're going to have to rebound quickly.
You know, when we talk about the youth of a sophomore, and that's where it comes into play, a senior may know what to do within that situation. What do I do with the ball when there's 3 swarming bees in front of me? He probably could have thrown that away. There was a man that went in the motion that was open, but I don't think he was thinking about that. I think he was thinking, oh my, oh my, oh my, how do I get out of this situation?
Yeah, a lot of weight bearing down on him, as that was defensive linemen just around him there. But now, for the sophomore quarterback, an opportunity to shrug that one off, get the offense back out there, get moving again. Down 11, 42-31.
You know, and don't let the score fool you. This game's not over.
No, not at all. If you were Minter, if you can come back and score. This one takes an awkward hop. Stapleton has to come back, get to that football, running around at the 1-yard line. He gets around the edge, making something out of nothing. And that looks scary there for Minter, as that took an awkward hop and just sat up inside the 5-yard line.
That ball bounced straight up into the air and then went forward. That's not a usual bounce that you see on a kickoff.
But Stapleton, smart heads-up play from the senior receiver, runs back there, gets that ball. Again, that's dangerous. Picking it up He actually had to run a little bit backwards to turn and get to the other side. He's run around at the 1 yard line. He did make it out to the 8, giving some room for Fox to move, so he's not standing in his end zone here on the first play. Throw out to Waite. Waite really got those legs churning. Burst of speed, tried to split through some yellow jerseys. It looked like he got close to the first down marker, might be about a yard short.
And see, there's that swing pass that we talked about. You have 2 to 3 wide receivers usually blocking on that, right? You just hope that your offensive line, sometimes you have pass protection, sometimes you can do a little bit of run blocking there, sometimes you can kind of have them on a sprint protection where they're going downfield, some reach blocking going on. But there, they trust their wide receivers and get a solid gain there, Cole. And they got the first down.
Knew it was going to be close to the first down. Looked like it was going to be a little bit short. They gave him the spot. Picks up the first down. Here's Waite on the handoff, one of his best carries on the night. A burst of speed up to the 25, so a gain of 6.
There you go. That's how you get him involved. See, don't listen to me. Don't abandon the run game. Keep on running. Yeah, Waite's a good runner. You know, we saw him good last week. They kind of kickstart him up a little bit, and it's weird that they're kind of getting the running game in now because you'd think, oh, they got to hurry up now, but they're relax. Let's keep running our offense.
It was the second half again where they got him more involved last week as well. Here's a throw out to the far side. Stapleton tiptoes, stays in bounds, steps out at the 34. Picks up those couple yards that were needed there. First down now for the Cardinals. Getting just little chunks of yards here and there. More of a slow pace, sustained drive at the moment.
You know, that's what we saw in the second half, right, of last week, where it was an offense that was slowly moving down the field. They're doing that here again, getting back into their groove.
Rolling out to the right, Fox has Cerny. Cerny catches it, cuts inside, tries to get some extra yards after the catch, and he does so. Swung out of bounds at the 42.
So, of course, I'm going to talk about the protection here. That's sprint again, right? You have your back 3 protectors there on the sprint. They waterfall. They peel back, which means they take about a good 3 steps, look for any initial threat, and they peel back. But the guys on the front end had a few pancakes there. That's fantastic protection. That's exactly what you want. You have help from the running back there. That's why they love sprint protection, because this offensive line, they can be aggressive there rather than just normal pass pro.
High snap, handoff to Waite. Waite meets a host of tacklers there. He does lean forward, maybe gets about a yard there, so it's going to be 3rd and short. So 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Both teams have all their timeouts. Getting a little stop in action here. Going to be a sub as Talon Holvey, the sophomore safety for Medina, checks out. Leading tackler on the team with 53 on the year coming into the night. Brennan Scram comes out on the field and replaces him as the deep safety. Loud clap of the hand there from Fox. Now here's the snap. It was high. He gets up to it, hauls that one in, gets past the 50-yard line, and slides down. First down.
We don't see too much of that from him, where he kind of just takes off there on QB draws. That's a smart play there. You know, he doesn't do that too often, so you don't expect it coming. Boom. Gain about, 8 yards, 7 yards? It's a good gain. That's a great play there.
And a nice burst from him. More speed than what you really see on those rollouts, because obviously he's keeping his head downfield. Hey, Fox has some wheels. Maybe something to pay attention to as well if he needs to get out and on the run.
That's the 6'2", 205-pound sophomore can really get out there. And he's a big kid there for a sophomore. Room to grow. Maybe he can gain some more height on him.
Here he is, a little shoulder fake. And then he backs in to a tackler, and the ball's on the ground again. It looks like Fox might have fallen on that one, but there is a penalty marker down. I would assume this is going to be a hold going against the Cardinals, but we await the call.
He went to go back up. do a little spin move out of there like what we saw from Teddy Bridgewater last night in the Dolphins game. And he spun right into a defender. The left tackle there did his job. Yeah, Michael McClure, he did his job, really extended the pocket, made the rusher go vertical, and the quarterback spun right into him. Nothing you can do there. Sometimes luck goes against you.
So the junior defensive lineman, big boy, and Nathan Nunn, number 9, he's having a really good night. And, of course, Jacob Nunn, the senior, number 82, scored the touchdown. So for the two Nunns on the defensive line, again, they're having a really good night so far, wreaking some havoc up front. 2nd and 16, ball on the 44. 3 receivers to the far side, instead going to the near side. Throwing this one up in the direction of Cerny. Cerny catches it, keeps the feet in bounds. He does step out, and he should be out right at about the 22-yard line. First down, Mentor, and they move in to Battling Bees territory.
I think isn't it the second time that we've seen him do a little toe tap there, or am I thinking of somebody else? Because there's been a lot of wide receivers we've seen get the ball.
Yeah, I know we've seen one little toe tap from Brennan Scram from Medina on the other side of the field there. You saw it from Cerny. Now rolling to the left. Throw from Fox. And finds Snow out on the outside. Swung out of bounds. Gain of just 2 yards there, so ball at the 20-yard line.
I like this slow drive here. Keep that Medina offense off the field. It's cold out, and when you're not in, and you know, there's a lot of players that don't play both ways. Most players at this level don't. They play one side of the ball, get a little cold in the sideline.
Here's a handoff to Waite. Waite has a nice burst up the middle, and he gets up to the 11-yard line. A great carry there from Mitchell Waite. And this trip to the red zone is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit them online at kelly-mac.com. So Mitchell Waite starting to find some room up the middle. Much more positive carries here in the second half. Snow's going to get the direct snap here. Decides to keep it. Trying to get to the outside. And the yellow jerseys there were just looking in the backfield. They saw as soon as he was going to get that snap, they knew he was going to keep that football. And they sniffed that one out very easily. No room for Snow to go anywhere. He actually loses a yard.
That's good awareness. That's fantastic. Knowing who's in the backfield, recognizing who's back there. Credit your linebackers, right? They were probably told into this week, you see, we're 7 QB, watch the sneak, watch the take. That's great defense.
Here's a snap as it's Fox back in. Slant over the middle, this is thrown into the linebacker's hands, picked off. The Battling Bees and actually breaking tackles. And then there's a huge tussle between 2 players back there, an offensive lineman for the Cardinals, as well as one of those linebackers for the Battling Bees. Again, assume that's going to be, you know, on that dead ball foul, probably offsetting penalties there, but huge interception there for the Battling Bees. Their defense coming up very big because they didn't want to let Minner cut into that lead, and they're, like I said, maintaining that 11-point advantage, now letting their offense come back out.
After the interception, personal foul on Medina, personal foul, they will offset.
Offsetting. No, but you have some words that we better talk over here, Cole. Here from the Menor side of the field. Not a big fan of that.
Yeah,
but,
they're not happy with that call there. Well, they're not happy with the play either and what happened, what transpired.
You have a young quarterback. He made 2 mistakes in back-to-back possessions. That's going to happen. And no matter what happens, he's going to think about these plays. You just have to hope, if you're a Menor supporter, that he doesn't think about those. That he goes back out there. You have 4 touchdowns he has over 300 yards now. You're a great player. Stay confident. Don't let these affect how you play.
Stoddard takes the snap. Pressure in his face. He's trying to avoid the pressure. He's tripped up from behind, but he falls forward after a gain of a couple yards. Five minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Medina with that 11-point advantage, 42-31. Stoddard takes a snap. He's looking to his left, now switches to his right, looking deep, and that's going to be an opportunity for an interception there. Tough for Jack Wojak as he was trying to run that one down. Almost need to play a little bit of defense as the wide receiver, as the defensive back, number 12, Kellen Graham, got his fingertips on that one.
Want to know something crazy? That was the same exact play they just ran.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that because I didn't see what the two outside wide receivers did, but the slot there, number 81, went on a wheel route. They did it twice in a row, so we'll see if they do it again.
Will they go back to the well? Instead looking short. Scram is met as soon as he catches the ball up at the 20-yard line. That gives him 3. Now going to be 4th and 5 from deep in their own territory. And if you're Medina, you're up 11. I don't think you can afford failing on really a 4th down conversion here. They're keeping the offense out there, but the punting unit's getting close to the coaching staff here on the near side.
Oh my. Yeah, no, they're just going to they're probably going to take a timeout here.
I think they'd have to.
But why would you waste a timeout? I just punt it. You don't have to waste a timeout in this situation because now you have a Mentor team. They can get close back right in this game with just a touchdown.
Play clock at 1 second.
Oh, they
and actually not quite sure exactly. I obviously saw that the penalty marker came up here from the back official. They didn't take the timeout. They took a delay of game there. So interesting to, I mean, the special teams unit was right there. They were ready to sit him on the field. They would have had plenty of time to get out on the field, get set, and send that one away. Why lose the 5 yards if you don't need to?
I don't know. Why? Why did that happen? That is very intriguing, Cole.
Well, Wojak gets actually a really good boot on this one. Sails that one, and it's going to take a bounce in favor of the Battling Bees. Down at the 29-yard line, Jack Wojak. The only other time he punted tonight off of the outside of his foot. That time backed up. It didn't matter that they lost 5 more yards.
They made the right decision. They just made the right decision, Cole. It's easy to say that now. We were just attacking them for making what we thought was a bad decision. Cole, it doesn't matter what we think because Jack Wojak is phenomenal in whatever he does. You know what? Here we go. What about if we see Snow versus Wojak in an all-sports contest? Right, we're talking about table tennis. We're talking about pool. I mean, put the 100-meter swimming in there for all I care. Both of them could do so many different things.
Here's Fox's throw behind Snow there. That one falls incomplete. Yeah, and I think you and I, neither of us are going to be questioning Coach Larry Laird as maybe he knew that Wojak punts it better the deeper he is into his own end. But worked out for them. And after that incompletion there on that first play, ball still at the 29-yard line. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. A whistle and respot of the football. Put that maybe about 1.5 yards behind where it should have been. Got that sorted out. And there's a flinch up front. False start coming against the offense.
That's happened to me a few times in my career. In high school, junior year, in a rivalry game of this magnitude, I jump off sides while the game was being taped on TV, and they zoomed in right on my face. Cole, I'll never forget it.
Rolling to the right. Here's Fox on the move. He finds Cerny. Cerny stays in bounds. Tries to cut back and get past Scram. Scram's able to take him down at the 49-yard line. Nice catch and a great grab. First down.
He just seems to always be open there on the sideline. And in credit to Fox off the back foot there. Incredible athlete. I mean, that's just tons of talent, which being combined with with being studious in understanding your reads.
Fox throws this one to the outside. He's looking for Cerny again. Wanted Cerny to come back to that. Cerny maybe slipped as he was turning. And that one harmlessly goes out of bounds, incomplete.
Now you got to think, scoring a touchdown here is vital. You had 2 opportunities to score. You gave up a touchdown, right? You have a Medina offense who's only been on the field once, and they're cold. We've seen that on the possession they had.
Right.
You need to score here, and it needs to be, I would say, slow and methodical, but you have to take your time here.
3 receivers to the far side of the field. Handoff to Waite. Waite slips the initial tackler, slips another tackle, and then is brought down up close to the 40-yard line. They're going to spot him down at the 41. Great carry there from Waite, making it difficult to bring him down.
He is now getting into a groove. After that, we said that, hey, it's not really working here with Waite, running the ball today. The 6-yard carry, the 1-yard carry, 8 and 8. He's starting to get momentum back.
Here's a keeper. Fox up the middle. He gets the push from his line that he needs, and that moves the chains.
I like that. That's the second time that they've done that. Now, here's the problem. Can you keep doing that and getting away with it? Because they might now understand, hey, Fox is keeping it when he's back there, and it's about 3rd and short, 2nd or 3rd, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4, whatever it may be. He's taking the ball now. Now they're going to be more concerned about that going forward.
Here's the fake handoff on the run, throw, and that one was incomplete, really courtesy of the pressure there in the backfield. And looks like the near sack there from Griffin Pay resulted in Pay actually hobbling off. Again, Fox has taken some big hits as well. Looks like he was looking up and maybe taking a deep breath, shake that one off himself. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 39. 3 receivers near side of the field. Fox looking to a little bit halfback screen. Waite has some room to run. Instead, he slips down. He was trying to cut back and follow his lead blockers, let them get outside. And his knee touched the ground at the 36.
That should have been a big gain there for a first down, but instead, they only gain about 2 or 3 there. And a screen play as an offensive lineman, you think, oh, we had a wall there. Oh, with that opportunity for a big-time play on a screen.
Here's Fox on the slant to Snow over the middle, and Snow drops that one. It was slightly behind Snow. Needed to reach back a little bit. In and out of his hands. Now 4th and 7. And this looks like it's in no man's land. This is really a time to keep the offense out on the field. Yeah, still 7 yards to go. Got plenty of good receivers. But they really like to go to slants a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they go right back to a slant here.
They seem to like it in there. On the short side of your screen, there's a call for help here by 21.
Rolling out to the right, on the run, off the back foot, and that one just tipped in the direction of Snow. Looked like Snow was going to be able to haul that one in. But the defensive back coming across, getting his hands up there. I do believe that was Brennan Scram, a guy who's a star receiver, playing out there as a deep safety on that play. And he just threw the receiver off enough that Snow wasn't able to come up with that grab.
One of your athletes back there at safety and even in cornerback sometimes, and Scram's one of those guys. I mean, it's 6'2", 195, the senior. He has experience on both sides of the ball. He's one of those kids that you want back there making plays, and that's exactly what he did. Now you have a chance of getting this game out of reach here for your team.
So following the turnover on downs, ball on the 36-yard line. Here's a handoff to Jack Wojak. He's looking for some space, and not much room for him there. Gets up right back to the 36-yard line. It's now going to be 2nd and 10. So this is something that we saw in the second half against Strongsville 2 weeks ago. So last year, Medina, when they had Spatney, a very physical linebacker, they'd sometimes put him in the backfield. Now very different with what they need to do when they run the ball. They take some of those star, speedy wide receivers. They run out of a pistol and let them get a little bit of room, pick up speed, and then hit the hole, and it was effective in the second half against Strongsville last week. We might see some more of that tonight.
4 wide receivers on the left side, bottom of your screen.
Here's a keeper for Stoddard. Stoddard evades one tackler and gets past the 40-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 41, gain of 5. So the game clock and the play clock identical right now. So no need to run another play, and I think Medina is going to let this one run out. So we move to the fourth quarter here. And then they can be headed from left to right on your screen towards the student section. That's definitely been in full capacity and loud off to the right-hand side, and they'll be headed to that end zone here in the fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the start of the fourth here on the Keon Sports YouTube channel.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Spins Bowl. Spins Bowl has 36 lanes and a large redemption arcade with a full bar and restaurant. It is truly a good time for the whole family as it has something for everyone, young and old. Swing by their website for more info at spinsbowl.com. TNT Construction. They provide residential and commercial remodeling, construction, and building services to clients in Cleveland and all of Northeast Ohio. Look them up today at tntcleveland.com.
And we're back for the start of the fourth quarter as Medina holds a 42-31 lead. 3rd and 5 now from their own 41-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Stoddard rolling out to the far side. He finds Knowles. Knowles has been pretty quiet since the first half, had a really good start to the game, but he got exactly to the sticks, knew where they were at, caught that ball, moving the chains now for the Battling Bees.
That's just a smart play. Yeah, Knowles is a guy that we thought we'd see more of, but it's been really Jack Wojak's game here at the here at wide receiver. He's been phenomenal. But Knowles is another guy that you can rely on. We've seen Schramm as well, a guy that they've relied on as the game has gone on.
Ball at the 47-yard line. Corchado in motion. Screen out to the far side, a low pass. Scram picks that one up off of his shoestrings and gets forward past the 50-yard line to the Cardinals 49. And it looks like there's a Minter Cardinals player down, and hate to see that. Only a few plays into the fourth quarter. So a brief pause in the action before Medina comes out with a 2nd and 6. So we talked about the high scoring and it being a barn burner in the first half. And now in the third quarter, a defensive touchdown from Medina. And it's been really all defense and just getting stops. We've seen punts. We've really seen the defenses step up here. Now in the fourth quarter, can the offenses get back in rhythm? We know they both have the firepower. It's going to be a matter of, hey, for Minter, you need a stop here. You really do. You need to get that stop. You need to get the offense back on the field and then really start to piece something together. But Medina hasn't had the same big plays that they had earlier where it felt like everything was working out. Even that one Wojak touchdown down the field where the 2 defensive backs ran into each other. With his speed, he split through them and took it to the house. They're not seeing that same deep success. It's little incremental things. Can these offenses get it going here in the fourth?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I don't think anyone of all these people that are here have an answer to that. Not even the players. Because as the weather gets colder, we see defenses kind of improve. And it was a little bit cold to start, but it got colder throughout.
Right.
Now, it's fall. Obviously, that's the case. but even more so, it felt like it's affected the offense in ways that we haven't seen.
Definitely the chilliest night that we've seen so far. Here's Stoddard, keeper up the middle, and he goes down immediately. Saw a lot of white jerseys, and he just dove forward a little bit, got right back to the line of scrimmage. Still going to be 3rd and 6.
Cool, we just saw 2 down linemen. Again.
Saw that 2 weeks ago.
Have they done this earlier in the game? I don't think I've seen this.
No, it has been 3 down linemen strictly for the Cardinals. And it looks like they're going to go back to 3 down linemen here. Here's Wojak in motion. He gets the handoff, getting around the edge, tiptoeing on the sideline. It looks like he's going to come up about a yard short here. And actually, no, it looked like the official here on the near side thought he got a little bit farther. Official on the far side said he stepped out earlier than that. So actually 2 yards short. 4th and 2, and the offense stays on the field. And if you're the Cardinals, you're looking to your senior star defensive end, Brennan Vernon, and say, please penetrate through that offensive line and do something. Wreck it in the backfield. Here, Stoddard, little juke, gets to the outside, makes a man miss, steps out of bounds after picking up the first down. And Stoddard, a guy who's shifty, and when you really go 1v1 with him in open space, we know he's got that little stutter. He can hit you with that juke, and he likes to bounce to the outside. He did it there.
He's just one of those guys that if you give him a little too much space, he'll make you pay for it. And, you know, you're worried about his arm, but you should be worried about how fast that he can really move with his feet.
Well, and the more you see the secondary drop back and protect against the big play, the more you're going to see Stoddard run the ball. Now out of that pistol. Keeper for Stoddard. Probably should have handed that one off to Scram as he is brought down in the backfield. Loss of 1 puts the ball at the 35-yard line. 2nd and 11. And Medina just letting that clock tick. First half, they were go, go, go. Let's get to the line. Let's keep that ball going. Keep really moving. And right now down to 10 minutes left in this quarter. Has a man wide open. That's Jack Wojak. Caught it at the 15. Gets a couple extra yards after the catch. Taken down at the 10-yard line.
He has been so instrumental for him today. Oh, Wojak, that has to be a kid that you have to view as arguably one of the best wide receivers in the area. He's only a junior. So we get to see these two play together for another year on top of what they're going to do this year. And hopefully for them, a long playoff run as well.
And this trip to the Red Zone is brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit them online at kelly-mac.com. Stoddard gets the snap. It's a little bit low. He's looking for Scram. Scram into double coverage. That one was a little bit high and off the fingertips of Scram, and he was hit as soon as it hit his hands. Falls incomplete. 2nd and goal now. And you know, if Medina scores a touchdown here, that student section is going to come unhinged, as a lot of those students have now come down and they're up against the fence in the back corner of that end zone. This one was launched to the corner. Looking in the direction of Knowles. Tight coverage by the defensive back. That one incomplete. Now 3rd and goal. So here from about 9.5 yards out, Dom, what do you think Medina's maybe going to do? Do they throw a fade to the corner again or look for something over the middle?
I'd say you throw it wherever Wojak is.
Probably.
Seriously, whatever route he's going, that's where the ball should be going.
Well, not going to Wojak. Instead, in the direction of Corchado. He found himself open in the back of the end zone, reached back with his left hand, And that would have been an impressive catch if he was able to haul that one in. Not able to pull off that old classic Odell Beckham Jr. catch there. Falls incomplete, now sets up 4th and goal from the 9-yard line. And the field goal unit comes out onto the field, looking for senior kicker Michael Gleski to bury this one and make it 45 for the Battling Bees. Here's the snap, the hold's good, the kick, line drive, and that one would have had plenty of distance from way far back.
Put a little juice on that.
He absolutely did, got all of that one there. Split the uprights, 45-31, now a 14-point lead for the Battling Bees. So Dom, 9 minutes, 14 seconds left remaining in this game. Minter, when they've been able to start moving the football, I mean, the last drive that they had, got all the way down into the red zone, through the interception. Scotty Fox had a really good start to the game. Now things have been a little bit tough for the sophomore. Like I said, the multiple fumbles, those are starting to add up, plus that interception. But you know you have to go right back to him, and you have to go to the air. That's your chance of getting back in this game.
Absolutely. You need to rely on him. And I think relying on him in a game where he struggled in the second half, where if you continue relying on him, it shows, hey, you're our guy, right? You're going to struggle. It's okay. We believe in you as a staff. Wherever you go, this team will follow. And he's just that type of kid that they believe he can take him that way. And there's a reason why he won the QB battle at the beginning of the year. There's a reason why Fox is at QB and Snow is at wide receiver and running back. There's a reason for that. It's because they believe in this kid, right? Believe in him now, and that will go. That will take off in the long run. He's only a sophomore. His success now will not determine his success in the future.
So on that kickoff, fielded at the 4-yard line, met a wall of Battling Bees special teamers at the 18-yard line. And then that is where the offense and Scotty Fox, who we were just discussing, return back onto the field. Back with that spread. Wade in the backfield to the left of Fox. Fox looking in the direction there of Jarris. Contact before the ball got there, and that should be pass interference going against the Battling Bees.
That's a good call. That contact wasn't on purpose there, but it happened.
Yeah.
So you have to call it. That's a good call. I don't think anyone's too upset with that on either side. I mean, we can't really hear what Medina is thinking. We're on the Menor side. We have one band to our left, one band in front of us, a student section that keeps screaming every 5 seconds. There's a lot of noise going on here, on top of me and you talking, but there's a lot of noise going on in the stadium, so it's hard to hear the reactions of the home crowd.
So after that penalty, ball moves to the 33-yard line. Throw out to Waite in the flats. He's got room to run, and he gets out pretty close to the 50-yard line. Brought down at about the 49. I think that's where he initially went down, but they're going to give him the extra yard after it seemed like he was sliding on the ground after tackled from behind. So ball at the 50, first down now for the Cardinals. Picking up the pace a little bit. They're wanting to get to the line of scrimmage and snap this football. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Rolling to his left is Fox, looking for Snow. Every time they do that, they're looking for Snow underneath, and the Battling Bees are reading that one. Hardly any yardage, about a yard there on the catch.
Yeah, now you got maybe not your tempo package, or you know what, you are in your tempo package, but you're not in your NASCAR package. It's a little different, right? Tempo is, we kind of want to get this ball going with 15 seconds. NASCAR is quick set plays, nothing too simple. It's your simple playbook.
Here's a keeper. Fox dives forward. That ball comes out, but he was already on the ground up to the 45-yard line of the Battling Bees.
Could you imagine if he dropped that before he went down? Ugh, that would have been heartbreaking. But that wasn't the case. He needs the slide, though. Diving can be, that's a little scary there, leading with your head. But hopefully he'll learn how to slide here in the future.
3rd and 5, rolling to his right. Little dump to Waite underneath, and Waite brought down in the backfield. Now going to be 4th down. Not sure about that one there for Mentors. Yeah, you had a big play dishing it down to Waite a time before, but I think you need to get to the sticks and look for a receiver down the field.
Yeah, that was a route into the flat, an out route, if you will. Not the type of yardage you're looking for there.
A gift given by the Battling Bees here on 4th down. Nunn has had a pretty decent game, been disrupting things, but Nathan Nunn just gave a free 5 yards to Medina. It makes this 4th down a whole lot easier. Now 4th and 2.
Opportunity here, 4th and short, opens up the playbook. Scotty Fox, let's see something, kid. Big moment here for you.
3 receivers to the near side. Waite gets the football, and he caught that one not at the marker. That was right at the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down immediately. Turnover on downs, and the Medina Battling Bees defense holds. A defense that's really stepped it up here in the second half.
No points given up for the Battling Bees defense. We'll call them the Swarming Bees defense, right? They score a touchdown, so their output is positive off a fumble, and then they get an interception. This is the best this defense has looked all season. Because, they did get against Strongsville, because they did. That was a Strongsville team that was playing well that game. But, credit to Strongsville, they've improved. I think we could say this Mentor team's a little better than that Strongsville team on offense,
Right.
A little bit more firepower. But they've been able to shut them down cold so far in the second half.
That they have. Now the Battling Bees going to the pistol look. Getting a good block there was Wojak. Gave Stoddard time. He found Knowles out to the far side, stayed in bounds, cut inside, and got forward for a couple extra yards there. And those extra yards picked up the 1st down. Ball on the 46. Already in Cardinals territory. And I think with a 14-point lead, under 7 minutes left to go, I feel like we're going to see a lot of that pistol look now, where Wojak, who's had a great game, is going to join Stoddard in the backfield a lot. It gives them a different dynamic, a different dimension, and when you put the ball in Wojak's hands, you have to key on that.
Absolutely cool.
Here in that pistol look, 3 receivers to the near side. Hand off to Wojak. He's cutting inside, spins off of a tackler, and gets up to the 42-yard line.
In credit to this Mentor defense, they did everything they could to give their offense opportunities. And sadly, the offense just couldn't get things really rolling here. We're rolling to 5 minutes here, and you're probably thinking there may not be enough time to get back within this 14-point deficit while you're on defense for Mentor.
Wojak gets the ball again, getting out to the left-hand side. Little stutter step, steps out of bounds. Every time he touches the football, he finds a way to get some positive yards, even though that one looked like there wasn't much room for him there. Gain of 1, 3rd and 5, ball at the 41. Play clock down to 10. 3 receivers to the near side again, in the pistol. Would think this is 4-down territory. Here's the handoff to Wojak. He's stuffed immediately, brought down in the backfield. Ball comes out. But I believe that was after Wojak was already taken down, or at least that was blown dead. So still going to be 4th and 5. And this was 4-down territory. Offense stays out there on the field.
I wouldn't mind a little quick punt here, cool. But I don't think they'll do that. I think they kind of want to end the game on this possession. I don't think they want to prolong this game any longer than it needs to be.
Right.
High school football is chaotic. And when you have 15 to 18-year-olds on the field, anything can happen that doesn't happen in any other part of the game, any other level.
Yeah, and Medina's going to take a timeout. I think they're going to talk this over. If they send the offense back out on the field, I think that's actually a testament to how much faith they actually have in the defense right now. They're like, even if we turn this ball over, fail on this fourth down conversion, and give the ball right back with pretty good field position, for the Cardinals, our defense has played so well here in the second half. We're not too concerned about that. They're still going to talk it over, discuss it, but it looks like the offense is going to be coming right back out. They just want to make sure they have the right play call. As the Cardinals defense going to come out and try to make that stop as well. Again, Brennan Vernon, senior defensive end, the guy they're going to look to as a leader on that defense. Can he disrupt Stoddard's time in the pocket, create some havoc in the backfield?
We'll see. Initially, it only looks like there's 2 pass rushers there. Nope, there's going to be 3 down linemen. See what they can do pressure-wise. They have 2 corners on the left with the safety slowly approaching the line.
Stoddard looking over the middle, intercepted in the direction of Wojak, coming forward and picking that one off. Great snag by the safety, number 5, Caleb Podo.
Maybe that can spark something here. 4 minutes. This is what you want. Ideally, is you're starting the ball here at the 32. Just the ball around your own 32. You want to score. This isn't easy. With 2 minutes left in the game. Do you have all 3 timeouts, which means you can get the ball back at the very best with about 1:30 to a minute left. It's enough time with no timeouts in high school to score a touchdown. Let's see if they can do it.
After the interception, ball officially spotted at the 37. A quick completion up the middle to Snow. Snow up the seam, had plenty of space, and all the way into Battling Bees territory, down past the 30-yard line at the 29. Good read there by Fox, finding one of his favorite targets. Not too much time ticking off the clock yet. 3 receivers off to the far side of the field. Here's Fox in the gun. Screen to Waite. Waite has a lot of room to run. To the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Looks like he's going to be in. He's going to be touched right before, but he finds his way to the end zone. 2 plays. That's all men are needed after the interception. They capitalize. 45-37. They're going to be able to send the PAT unit out, put a point up on the board, and only be down 7.
Forget what I was saying. We have 3:37 on the clock.
That was better.
Way better, way better. So now, even if they get a first down right away, you're going to have a little time left. Wow, what a great scenario. But this isn't a spot Medina wants to be in.
No.
And what I mean by that is their offense isn't catered to this type of offense, right? You want an offense. Actually, this is kind of what Olmsted falls. This is their best situation, right?
Right.
Where they have the ball and they can milk it and run the ball. Big linemen. They have so many people they can give the ball in the backfield. But with Medina, that's not the case, right? Give it to Wojak, sure. We've seen Schramm back there too earlier in the year. But they're meant to throw the ball deep and score quick, not milk the clock out and gain 4 yards on a run. That's just not how this team's built. So right now, if you're a mentor, you have to like the spot that your team's in.
If it were me, obviously, I know you want to be able to run the ball and kill the clock. And that's not what they're built on. Here's the thing. Me personally, I would put Scram back there with Stoddard in the pistol and bring Wojak in motion. That way, if you're the defense, you don't know if Wojak's getting it going to the outside, you don't know if Scram's getting it, or you don't know if Stoddard keeps that. It actually gives you a little bit of a triple option aspect and keeps Minter guessing. We'll see if they do something along those lines, but I think you have to really utilize those couple guys because you know those are the guys that touch the ball when it comes to running. So the Battling Bees up 45-38. Here's the kick. And tracking back and fielded at the 10-yard line. Turning and looking for some space. And brought down just past the 25-yard line was number 26, Cooper Josefczyk. 3.5 minutes left. If you're the Cardinals, you have to feel good about what your defense just did. And really, if you can get a 3 and out here, that would be huge for your team. I mean, this has all the feels of a game this has the makings of a possible overtime game. You know, this is one in the first half that honestly is like, could we see this? Second halves oftentimes can be very different, and it was different, but both defenses stepped up, and so both did it at the same time. Can the Cardinals make this really, really interesting? They just made it closer. In motion, here's Wojak on the jet sweep, getting out to the left-hand side and chopped down, and a hard hit there. Tackler a little bit slow to get up. He's coming forward to make that tackle was number 16, Caden Markowski. Gain of 3 there, ball at the 29.
And they're not calling timeouts. I don't mind that, right? So they're going to drain this clock to 5 like they were doing before, take their time. Not going to call it yet, probably call it within 15 here. And so, yeah, this clock's going to drain a little bit. But I like this, because now if they get a first down here, you can then call a timeout after and still be in this game.
Corchado in motion from left to right. Stoddard wants to run, getting out to the left. He slides down. Not sure if he thought he couldn't get out of bounds there. He saw the linebacker closing in on him and decided to go down.
Timeout here. I like that.
And now with third down coming up, you're right. Minner said, let's stop the clock. Let's also talk this over, get the stop here. 2.5 minutes left to go in the game.
Because now if they can get the stop here, there's going to be a punt. Now here's the thing, if you're Medina, do you go for the first down or you go for the drain the clock? Do you trust your defense here? I think with 5 minutes left in this game, we thought it might be over. Now, it's ride or die on third down here, as Menor has got back into the game once again, where it felt like they kind of pushed themselves out of it. This is a huge play, Cole.
It is huge, and the toughest thing for Medina over there, typically I would say, really have that offense try to do whatever they can do to keep this going. But honestly, I'd be tempted to maybe run the ball here, try to kill some clock, just for the sole fact of Medina this half has been fantastic on defense. Forget the last drive and just the 2 big plays. Aside from that, Minor hasn't been able to get anything going. Maybe they end up needing to trust that defense. We will see here on this play. Huge play coming up. Crowd is loud. 3rd and 6 from the 30. Stoddard back to throw. He's looking deep. He's got him in. Corchado leaks out. He's to the 30-yard line, to the 20. In a foot race. They are not going to catch him. Touchdown. Medina battling bees.
70 yards to the house. Wow.
Dom, this has been a roller coaster of a game, and Corchado just really sealed the fate of the Minter Cardinals there on that.
Unbelievable. Wow.
You know, and Carlos Corchado, a guy who I mentioned coming in, 25 receptions on the year, 338 yards and 4 touchdowns, quiet on the night. And then he does that. Kick up and good. And now 52-38 in favor of the battling Bees, putting them back up 2 touchdowns once again. There's just weapons all over the place for the battling Bees. Scram, Wojak, Knowles, we talked about those guys. A guy who's been quiet, really their 4th option, Corchado, leaking out of the backfield. He was the man in motion from right to left. He beat his man down the field, and then, like I said, when it was a foot race, he just cruised into the end zone. Now, crazy things happen in high school football. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in this game. Down 2 touchdowns. But Minter, keep in mind, last drive only took them 2 plays to get down the field. They're going to need to chip away really fast to give themselves a chance.
A lot's going to have to happen. That was the golden opportunity. I don't think anyone expected them to chuck it deep for 70 yards, Cole. 70 yards.
Yeah, forget about killing clock. I mean, why not go for broke? And they went for the big play, and it worked.
Now, why ice the game with a run when you can just seal the deal with a 70-yard touchdown? It's that easy.
Kick is deep and will be fielded in the end zone. Touchback, and the Cardinals offense comes out to the 20-yard line. Now, still plenty of time left in this one, over 2 minutes left to go, but a reminder at the end of the game, make sure to stay tuned in here as we will end up taking a really quick break and then be back to discuss our back attack snacks player of the game. Ton of guys have had huge nights, big stats as well. But of course, we're going to announce our back attack snacks player of the game following the conclusion of this one, so don't go anywhere. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the Key on Sports YouTube channel, make sure to do so, as that continues to help us grow our Northeast Ohio high school football coverage. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Fox in the gun, dropping back, looking over the middle into tight coverage. That one's tipped and bounces off of the helmet of a defender there. Stapleton got hit as he went up there, almost sandwiched in between the defenders, and he is down, and hate to see that, the star senior wide receiver. Not only hate to see him down and obviously hope he's okay, but he's a guy that he's crucial for Mentor, as they're going to need him to be one of those effective receivers as they're trying to march their way down the field.
Now you see both sidelines taking a knee here. Any of the cheerleaders as well for both sides. Very respectful. Actually, the cheerleaders for Mentor didn't realize it first, and the Cardinal actually had to wave them to take a knee. I've never seen that before. But hopefully he's all right. It's a hit to the gut. He'll get off in his own power.
Yeah, and he's getting up and walking, and probably just a stinger there, as like I said, he definitely got hit. And Stapleton, one of the best grabs of the night on his touchdown on that slant in the first half. He got hit pretty hard on that one too, but he was able to hold on to that football. That one there may be fortunate that it didn't, after it bounced off of the helmet of a Medina defensive player, pop up right in the air and result in an interception. So as that one hit the turf, and that incompletion now gives us 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 20-yard line. Fox looking to his left. He's going to throw this out to Snow. Route jumped there by Talon Holvey. Incomplete.
You know, this is really a game that Mentor could have won, and coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? But you have a fumble. You have a fumble for a touchdown, right, that you give up. So now that you consider that they just scored not too long ago, that would have given them the lead, I believe, because they were down by 4 at the time.
Right.
And then they give up, or then they throw an interception while they're at the goal line, and they would have extended their lead.
Here's Fox rolling to his left, needs this one. He finds his receiver, and Snow keeps his toes in bounds. Excellent awareness there from the senior. He knew exactly where that sideline was. Hauls it in, gets out of play, clock stops, 1st down.
What great awareness, and how you find a fantastic wide receiver is just looking how he caught that. His arms fully extended, was able to look down at the ball and then at his feet.
Fox over the middle, he finds Snow. Snow trying to break a tackle. Holvey pulls him back, gets some help from some other tacklers, and down at the 50-yard line, move the chains again. Under 2 minutes left to go. 4 receivers wait to the right of Fox. Fox dips under, tries to get out of bounds. Nice scramble from him, just picks up a couple yards, steps out, stopping the clock. Ball on the 48-yard line, 2nd and 8. Two receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Little shoulder fake, now looking down the field. Stapleton was out there running the route there. Good to see him back in the game.
Yeah, I think what they did there is they wanted to check if he broke or fractured any ribs. I'm going to imagine that the conclusion to that conversation was no, and he just got the wind knocked out of him. Guess it's best case scenario.
Now 3rd and 8 with the clock stopped. Time for Fox to look over the sideline. 3 receivers at the far side of the field wait to his right. He's going to roll to his right. Finds Snow underneath. Needs Snow to make a move after catching that one. Got some help on the block there from Stapleton. It cleared off enough space. And Snow was able to get past the first down marker. Step out of bounds. That stops the clock. 1 minute and 29 seconds. Now at the 34.
I mean, credit to this Mentor team. They're not giving up.
No.
They still believe that this is their game, even with little time left.
Fox over the middle, into coverage, and that one is intercepted. Talon Holvey, one of those stars on defense for the Medina Battling Bees. As I mentioned, the leading tackler coming into the night and making one of the biggest plays on defense tonight. And that one is going to seal it for the Battling Bees at home. And he just read the eyes of the sophomore quarterback, Scotty Fox, who wanted Stapleton down the middle of the field. Holvey just paying attention to that one the whole way. Excellent grab. And ran it back a little bit to about the 40-yard line where he decided to go down himself after he took a little bit of time off the clock. So 52-38. Now keep in mind, Mentor still has 2 timeouts right now that they could still use. So you're going to see the offense out there. They're not going to be just going down in victory formation. Going to have to hand this one off. Try to drain some more clock. Wojak trying to get out to the far side, taken down in the backfield. There is one of those 2 timeouts from Mentor. So the big thing for Medina right now is you just hand this ball off. Make sure you're holding on to the football. Mentor's going to be coming in. They're going to try to strip that ball away from you. They're going to be aggressive. Have to make sure you're keeping that one high and tight, tucked away. If you need, put again both forearms over that thing and put it in tight to the chest. Only a fumble really could really derail this game, Dom. So you got to make sure that that football doesn't hit the turf. And aside from that, this one should be easily closed out by Medina.
Absolutely. You got to protect the ball. These are situations you practice for, you prepare for. And without a running back, you don't really have anyone that they practice it every day. But Wojak is a guy that you trust with the ball in his hands.
Instead, a keeper Stoddard almost taken down in the backfield, makes a man miss. He's just going to decide to go down himself. Interesting that they were trying to go back to the air, kind of looking down the field.
Timeout.
And now a timeout again for Mentor. Stoddard nearly got hit big, but he dipped under that tackle. Made a little bit of something out of nothing. Got back to the original line of scrimmage there. So that last timeout now burnt by the Cardinals as the 3rd down is coming up. 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. A reminder as well, after this one concludes, talked about the Keon Sports Game of the Week post-game show that will come up following the conclusion of this game. Also, if you want to check out the written recap article by Dom Clary, make sure to check that one out. Might be a little bit of a late night, so if you want to check that tomorrow morning, you absolutely could as well. Dom shaking his head there, but again, appreciate him doing that as well. He does a lot here in addition to being the color commentator too. Also make sure when you go check out this one, check out KeonSports.com for all the other action here in Northeast Ohio. On the jet sweep, Wojak looking for some space. Gets forward for about a gain of 1 there. And now the clock going to tick down. So play clock down to 35 seconds, game clock down to 48 seconds. Going to be 4th down for the Battling Bees. So this should be one where they just send out the punting unit out onto the field. A little bit of a conversation over there on the far side, and I wouldn't be surprised right now if Medina going to just let this one tick all the way down to about a second left, and then they're going to call a timeout themselves. Here's that timeout from Larry Laird. And they're going to talk things over with the special teams unit. 15 seconds left.
There's so many stats I'm looking at right now, Cole. I'm adding up everything. Oh, I mean, I think both quarterbacks here threw over 44 passes today.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of passes.
Yeah.
That's a new age of football. I told one of my college teammates, who was also a tackle actually, the score of this game, and he said, "The game we love is lost." He said the game is gone, and it's a little different from the game that I grew up watching with the power eye and the single back. But this is what football is now, whether you like it or not. It's a lot of touchdowns and a lot of yardage.
So Jack Wojak doing it all tonight. He's going to punt this one away. This one's going to bounce at about the 25-yard line. Skip up, field it at the 20, and taken to the 25. Big hit there. 5 seconds left in this one. So the stand's starting to clear out a little bit here. Talked about how great of a night it was. Again, had a gorgeous sunset here over the stadium as well that you saw in that first quarter. Cool, crisp evening here. Felt a lot like true fall football weather. Home stands completely filled here for homecoming here at Medina. Student section was fantastic. Again, the visiting Mentor Cardinals, they traveled pretty well here as well. So one more play. Just throwing a lot of yellow jerseys back. It's just going to be a throw out to Waite. He's going to pick up some additional yards, get out close to the 40-yard line, and that is going to do it. The Medina Battling Bees move to 6-1 overall, undefeated at 3-0, still in the GCC. Mentor falls to 3-3 overall, 1-1 in the GCC. 52-38. What a matchup. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Keon Sports Game of the Week post-game show.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Travel by Mickey. Now is the time to make memories once again, and Mickey Beachler with Travel by Mickey is just the person to make all the arrangements for your dream vacation. Reach out to her at Mickey Beachler at mousemadesimple.com to begin your next big trip today. With Mickey, you get to experience all of the fun with zero hassles or stress of any kind. From a Disney cruise to a trip to the Greek Isles, she has every dream destination covered from liftoff to touchdown. Village Coffee and Creamery. From the founders of Nancy's Main Street Diner comes Village Coffee and Creamery. They have everything from dessert, lunch items, and coffee to ice cream and every kind of sweet treat you could think of. They are located at 486 Main Street in Grafton. Westside Flea. Ohio's favorite flea market and festival will be coming back this spring and summer once again. The Westside Flea has something for everyone and will be held at North Olmsted Park on August 20th and September 17th. You can find them on Facebook at Westside Flea to learn more.
And it's the start of the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week post-game show. It's Cole McDaniel and Dom Clary as we just came to the conclusion of this one. Medina winning 52-38. What a great game. An electric first half. Very interesting change in that second half. But before we really wrap this one up, talking about what we saw out there, what we expect to see out of these teams here down the road as well, let's talk about tonight's player of the game. And tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Back Attack Snacks. They are a healthy option on the go and provide the very best option in healthy snacking. With everything from beef jerky to roasted almonds, they have it all. Visit them online at backattacksnacks.com. And I'll toss it to you, Dom, for the Back Attack Snacks player of the game.
You know, you have one player in Menor that could have been considered if they did win. Scotty Fox was phenomenal tonight, despite the loss in the 2 late interceptions. His stat line was 35 for 45, about 497 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So they lost, right? And Medina played so well that you can't consider him, right? So he's out of contention. Well, then you got to look at quarterback, right? So then we got to look at Danny Stoddard, right? Well, he would be a choice of most games, right? With 24 for 44 in the air, 431 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But the guy who caught the ball for him, our main man, Jack Wojak, who was not just the running back, but also the punter and also the wide receiver, was lights out tonight. He had 6 receptions, 173 yards, 3 touchdowns. He is our player of the game.
Yeah, and Jack Wojak can really do it all. We know the ability that he has as wide receiver, again, can sometimes put him really at tailback when they go in that pistol as well. Saw him taking punts too. We talked about on the other side of the field, Jacob Snow really being a gadget guy. You saw Jack Wojak being a jack of all trades as well, which very impressive. And like I said, really fun night, great performance. Again, always some fun homecoming festivities as well for Medina, and you saw them get a huge win. They're all going to be loving this, celebrating it this weekend. Before we wrap things up here, Dom, talked about Division I and teams to watch out for. Medina, obviously, Mentor's still a very good team, a very good 3-3 overall team. But the Medina Battling Bees, they're a team for everybody to stay on watch for as well come the postseason. Will they make as deep of a run of last year? I don't know. Obviously, we'll see when we get to that point. But they have the makings of a team, especially if their defense plays like they did in the second half, to make some noise.
You know, I think last year we heard Drew Alar was leaving. We were worried. I think everybody in the area was worried, hey, is this the last we're really going to see of what could be a Medina dynasty? Is it the last we're going to see of a team that finally is able to win their conference? The answer is no, Cole. Right now we're seeing a team that's finally getting on the groove of what they've always could have been. A team that is finally getting the best of their rival at Menor and figuring out what it takes to take that next step in not just winning your conference, not just winning your region in the playoffs, but also taking that step up and competing for a state title. They could be on the verge of that here soon. This is a team that took that step here tonight.
For everybody that has watched and listened to this game live here on the Keon Sports YouTube channel, thank you once again. For everybody watching the playback of this one, sit back and enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this one as well. It was a great one. Again, maybe even hit replay and watch that one again because it has been fun.
I know I will.
And I probably will as well here. Maybe even before tomorrow, might actually be tonight as well. So a great one, as well as make sure to, in addition to paying attention to this, look out for Dom Clary's written recap article on KeonSports.com, as well as the nearly 30 games that we're covering across the area each week on KeonSports.com. Shout out to our wonderful staff as well. For everybody out there, enjoy your evening and have a wonderful weekend.